doing that because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
Ain't you them kids that have been quacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fargan ice holes like yourselves.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to ditch the geeks in the car with now and get in with us, but that's all right. We'll worry about that later.
Oh, my God. There's 100 morons in my basement.
It's you, Larry.
Lollygaggers. Diamond dogs have struck again.
Real pretty.
No, they could be a lot worse.
Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine.
1, 2, 3, Transformers!
Live from Scott's parents' basement, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
Basement Benchwarmers Podcast back after the championship games yesterday.
What?
Yeah,
Championship Sunday.
Yeah, the duel.
Best Sunday of the year.
The duel in the desert, the dog fight in the desert has been decided. It's going to be KC and San Fran meeting in Las Vegas in 2 weeks. A rematch of Super Bowl 54, I believe it was, or 52. I have it right here.
What year are we
Oh,
at?
no, I'm sorry. It was, 54. I wrote it down.
What are we
And
at, 57 or 58 now?
LVII 57, right?
58.
58, yep. LVII. And that was won by KC 31-20. So a rematch of that. We'll talk about that. Obviously, both those games. Also, we'll talk about NBA this week. Some moves in the Major League Baseball we'll talk about. Willie will be here in a bit. We'll do birthdays. What else we got? Oh, we got Benchwarmer of the Week.
Oh, shit.
We have...
it's your idea.
And I'm trying to think what else. Who knows what we'll have. Some other things maybe tonight, too.
I like how Tim writes on, isn't that like graph paper or engineering?
Graph paper, yeah.
Graph paper.
He designed my new garage over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
Your garage is supposed to be shaped like a penis? It's weird.
That's what I'd asked for.
It's a dog leg right.
Why does the door look like a tongue?
It's the Peroni's hole.
Built by Peronis. I like it. So every week we do it this way. Let's start out with how was your week? Shit. And we're going to start with Tim.
Yay.
Oh.
My week was great. I was telling Eric, went to the Bucks. Well, he went to the Bucks game with me, but Bucks game. Went to my first Admirals game Friday night. Saw Tesla. Rocked out. So that was cool.
No. Wait, that was after the game or before the game?
After the game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, actually, it was actually pretty good too.
You guys all went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
It was a Benchwarmer trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get invited to those. Go ahead. Continue.
Oh my God.
I lost my train of thought.
We'll get to me later.
Yeah.
It's hard to follow. It's hard to follow Tim.
Eric's trying to be a victim.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's hard to follow Tim on these openings.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jeez. I don't know. I never know what to say.
Right. Now I lost my train of thought. Hey, what was the place that we went to for before the Bucks game to eat? The arcade place.
What the hell's it called?
Tavern.
The tavern on 6th or whatever.
Tavern on
Yeah.
something. It's a tavern.
Tavern.
The old Lucille's, Molly McCool's.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was
actually,
solid. Yeah.
So
It was decent. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then watched Championship Sunday here yesterday. So the week was good. So can't complain.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's it.
Eric, how was your week?
Good. I'm so glad I'm not following Ed. I had a great week. All started with that Bucks game, which was awesome, a lot of fun. And then I jumped on a plane the next day and flew to Arizona and got to hang out with an old friend and play some golf and hike. Played the TPC Scottsdale Champions course, which was really, really cool. They're all set up for the waste management. It's like right, when you're playing certain holes, it's all right in the background for you. It's pretty cool. It was just a wonderful trip. Some me time, really, a little self-care. So happy to be back to see you guys.
Well, you actually said that with a straight face too.
Then I snickered at the end. So
now I see the pressure, man. I follow Eric now.
Well,
I didn't go to Arizona.
We actually talk about what really happened for us during the week. So
like I don't.
Not accosting little kids for eating fucking ketchup at Costco on their hot dogs at Costco.
That really happened.
Yeah. I believe that one. That's the one. That's one of the ones I believe.
Well, I did the same stuff. We did a couple Benchwarmers trips this week.
Yeah.
On the Admirals game. And Tesla was way better than I thought they were going to be.
Absolutely.
I mean, the scratchy voice, but that guy, he's been screaming for, 50 years.
What'd they say? 40?
Yeah, 40 years.
Yeah, I mean,
old.
How long did they
play? They had about an hour and a half, hour 45 maybe.
Wow.
An hour and a half at least.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was like, holy
fun.
cow, they're going to pull out their second album too? You know, what? They're going to pull it.
Actually, they played
a new albums. They played a new song.
Yeah.
And it was actually really good.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh shit, I might actually download that for free off of YouTube.
Yeah, I was trying to put the
yeah, whatever.
You actually have social media. YouTube social media. Would that be considered the social media?
I'm on MySpace.
It is now considered a social media forum, but originally I don't think it was considered.
Yeah, because they block people now too.
Yeah, I write racist comments on the bottom of those videos. Is that social media?
Yes,
that pretty much is social media. No, but then we went to the Bucks and Cavs game. Good game.
Yeah,
that was a bench warmer. That was the four of us.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, I remember.
It was fun.
It was a bench warmer trip. Yeah,
sorry, I didn't recognize Eric over here. No,
I recognized him every time fucking Chris Middleton made a shot. He'd fucking glare at me like I owed him money.
He's up there like praying to Middleton.
Right?
You had a good night.
Throw
like
in
25. Or
throw in.
Yeah, we got home late though that night. I was tired as shit.
It was
yeah,
like
we got home late two nights that week.
Oh my god,
10:30.
Yeah, I got home. I was like out like a light.
Yeah,
dude, I had the weirdest dream.
Oh my god, here we go.
No, this happened to me.
Okay.
Good luck, Scott.
I had this dream that I was devouring these two huge chocolate cupcakes.
Oh, nice.
And my head was like between them, and
Susie Q's or cupcakes.
And then I woke up and I was covered in
oh boy,
fake eyelashes.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, too much.
That's great.
We'll let social media decide if it was too much.
Sweet cheek. What do they call you? Sweet cheeks or hot cakes?
She called me sweet cheeks.
That's right.
We don't still do the Facebook Live thing, do we?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, well, we did.
It was fun while it lasted. 150 episodes.
Yeah.
You know, we're number 7 now, ranked with the censors.
Right after any Trump speech.
Probably with good cause on a lot of them.
Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
Right.
Our seven listeners, 6 of them are censors and one's Hop, right? Is that
Hop's the one that's calling them?
probably?
So my week was pretty good. I went to
Tesla. Can you tell us about the Tesla concert?
I saw Tesla.
Okay.
I they were good. I wasn't as impressed personally. I thought they were.
I could see that. While they were talking about it,
it was.
I'm like, Scott didn't like it.
I saw them years ago and they were way better. And obviously
Yeah.
they were older. I get it. I
Jesus
saw
Christ.
Bon Jovi a couple years ago and they weren't as good as they were years ago either. So I
was at
still
that.
see it for the entertainment. They were a
But
good
for me,
show.
Bon Jovi was impressive that time because I'd never seen him before.
So
I've never seen him.
I'm not about to be the guy and say I think they don't. But I say the band was really good. The singer when he kind of just got control, he sounded really good.
Yeah.
Then he would go and the problem is the songs he has to do that
Right.
because that's what songs are.
I'm sure the coke
is
the coke didn't help either.
no.
The impressive part though is that band is still the same band from back in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's all the same guys.
Yeah.
So good for them. They stuck together and haven't, killed each other yet.
True.
Or OD'd.
Or tried.
I wonder what the singer's boyfriend Popeye thinks about the whole thing. He looks like Shelley Duvall.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
Shelley Duvall, you got Chris Farley.
Yeah. Chris Farley, if Jack Black and Chris Farley had a kid,
Yes.
that'd be that.
Right.
Did they get?
But it was cool. It was a good time. It was
Chris
a good time.
Farley was a
not
great
taking
guitarist.
away.
So
Were they named after the electric car? Or?
Well, Tesla, didn't they invent radio?
Yeah.
Tesla invented
Tesla
radio.
was
radio.
What was his first name?
I should
Nicola.
know
Nicola.
that. Yeah, I should know that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to say too, like I was really impressed with going to the Admirals game itself.
Yeah, it was cool. You
Yeah.
ever been to one?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
It's good.
fun. Yeah.
They're fun. The stadium's awesome. It's nice and quaint.
Right. I
Got
like
good choices of stuff around it.
Yeah.
Entertaining.
Did you say twink?
The fans have little chants they yell.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And I didn't know what they were saying anytime, but it was always something about somebody sucking.
Yeah, because they were going after the goalie.
Yeah.
At what point do you think when you Googled Tesla, it was just Tesla cars? I mean, at what point did that change other than from, from the band?
You can't get to the band.
Nikolai, you can't. I mean, he's way gone. You can't get to Nikolai.
Which is funny because a lot of his principles are coming back.
Yeah, that's
his theories.
So
well, he didn't invent XM, so that's why.
You got to type in Tesla band, and all you get is a Wikipedia. That's it.
And there's Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Scott, how was your week?
Yeah, it was good. Same thing. Good. Concert. I went to the game also on Saturday night for the Bucks game.
Yeah, you went an additional night.
Their big win against Can't remember.
Cleveland?
No, it was New Orleans. And the reason they played really well is because Chris Milton didn't play. So
throw in.
Eric, did you hear me, Eric?
He played you went to another game?
I went on Saturday, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They played the Pelicans. And Pelicans, if you want to see worse defense than the Bucks, watch the Pelicans.
Yeah, I saw
they are terrible.
Yeah.
Didn't the Bucks score like 140 or
140 to 116 or 130 something? Yeah.
Doesn't the interim coach, he's like 2-1, and I think he's got like a plus 70 point margin.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
How can they fire him? He's like that guy at for the Raiders.
Because he's 2-1.
Yeah.
He should be 3-0.
Giannis killed off another coach.
He's killed 2 coaches this year. 3 in the last year.
Yeah. 4.
So yeah, it was a good week. What else? I watch games also. My favorite. I love playoff football. Although my team isn't playing it too often, I love playoff football. I really do. It's just one of my favorite. I think it's by far. I like it better in a tournament, but a tournament's awesome. But I think it's the best thing football because Ed made a great point. I thought it, and I didn't say it out loud, but because I thought it sounded weird. But Ed said it, so I'm like, really? The one team to me this weekend, and we'll talk about that. Look just like I made the comment. They play with their food all year. Yeah. The Chiefs look like they just played a different gear than everybody else yesterday. They look better than anybody. I know they didn't score a lot of points, but the way they were running around the field and doing things.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Yeah, they were just different. But I'm just talking football, my favorite time of year. This is it. And actually, the Super Bowl is so anticlimactic because it's not just a game. It takes so long.
These rounds are way better.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks are way more
round
fun.
is awesome. Yeah, I agree. But anyway,
the good thing is there won't be a media circus around this Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, did you see she's playing in Japan
7 hours
the day before the Super Bowl, so she can get there, but it's gonna be tough. They said it's gonna be pretty tight.
It won't be tight.
Wow,
it'll just be tough.
Oh.
It's like chewing leather. Wow, tough. The flight. What are you guys talking about?
I was talking about sushi.
Oh,
I was talking about John Mayer.
I will say this. I told Ed about this yesterday. I went to you've been there before, I'm sure. The old Grand Avenue. They have the food court. They made that marketplace.
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
I ate. I got little tuna poke before the Bucks game, and it was incredible. Little seaweed salad in there.
Who's the
Waka? Waka.
What's the one in the third ward?
That's Poke Plus, Poke Bowl.
Poke Bowl.
Poke your
Bowl.
eye.
Yeah.
There's a Hawaiian one too. That what they call it.
Do you have spam in it?
One of them. Spam.
There's
Hawaiian
2 of those.
burgers?
I'm making spam fried rice this week.
That spam. The spam stuff he makes is awesome.
What?
I think that's
spam
called
masubi.
Yeah.
The Hawaiian one's the Big Kahuna.
Yeah. But yeah, it was little seaweed salad, little I told little edamame in there, but it was cold. The rice was awesome. The tuna was incredible. They put avocados in there. They were good with it, but I'm not an avocado guy, but it was fine.
Well, the avocados are just kind of bland compared to that seaweed salad with all the sesame in there.
So good.
Yeah, those are
so
awesome.
Good. So I'm saying, and it's a cool little concept. I've never been there before. It's a great concept.
Yeah.
Before a game, get there early. You got a bar.
Mr. Wing.
Mr. Wing was right there.
Was he there? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if is he
It's
permanently
dedicated. Yeah, it's their own little.
That's pretty cool.
But they weren't serving. I heard someone ask for fries. Well, you can't make fries. We don't have enough fryers. We have so many wings.
He does those fried pickles that are pretty good. You ever have those?
Yeah, I've had those.
I'm gonna hide my.
What is he? He has like a setup at the rec place.
Yeah, on the hockey side, I believe.
What is it? Just like he's like behind the
Wings.
concession
Yeah,
area?
yeah, I guess.
Aloha Pokey.
Aloha Poke. That sounds right. Okay.
But they weren't selling anything but wings that night because they were their fryers are only so big and they have so many orders of wings. They weren't selling anything but wings that night. I heard him tell somebody.
So he's a hit in Milwaukee then.
Yeah, they were busy. I mean, in that place too. Doesn't matter. You're selling wings.
Yeah.
I mean, and his wings are good too.
They're very good. They're some of the best I think
Their
I've
sauces
ever had.
are, I think, homemade and everything. They're really good. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that my week was tuna poke,
Cool.
basketball, and
Basketball,
football
wow.
and hockey.
That's awesome.
So let's go to good, bad, and the ugly. Let's start out with who wants. Hey, Eric, who started last week? You start, Tim?
Tim, usually Willie starts on that end.
Yeah, let's start.
We skipped to
So you said Eric. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's
Eric, you start. You pick what you want to start with.
I'll start with the good.
Okay.
You know, I was in between a couple, but I'm going to take this one. We have in the state of Wisconsin, we have 2 basketball teams in the top 10 right now, which is really impressive. They're both actually really fun to watch in different ways.
Carthage and who?
Carthage and Gateway Tech.
Gateway Lakers.
Yeah. That would be the UW Badgers, and they're ranked 6th. They're 16-4, and Marquette is 9th. And they struggled a little bit, but they've won two or three straight. I can't remember. They're 15-5. Both of them look good. I think it's going to be fun if they're in that mix. They could be Sweet 16, Elite 8 potential. I think. I don't know if I'm going to put all my money on either one of them to win the whole thing, but you never know the way the tournament goes. It's usually one of the blue bloods, but yeah, they're exciting to watch. Badger. I'm really enjoying watching the Badgers play. Yeah, it's exciting for the state.
They played each other this year too.
Yeah,
right?
Wisconsin won. Wisconsin's won the last 2 years, I believe.
At Mohawk.
This one was at the Kohl Center this year.
Center?
Yeah, but they won last year in the Fiserv. And that was really an upset last year, big time.
Yeah, the Badgers always seem to play Marquette tough, though. It's like their big game
goes in waves.
Yeah,
kinda.
that's true.
Yeah,
both teams like go in cycles.
Yeah,
yeah. But I do like Shaka, so I think Marquette's going to be on that.
Yeah,
plane for a while.
I wish he was. But I like Greg Gard too. I mean, he's had some ups and downs, but he's looking pretty good right. Well, he's coaching really pretty good. I don't know how he looks, but Shaka's cool. Yeah. Anyway, that's my good.
Shaka Khan.
Bad mouth of Greg Gard's
let me
physical
rock you.
appearance. What? How low have we went on this podcast?
Well, it's not like Shaka's something.
That's the lowest we've ever went.
Is it?
I don't think he's a hottie. Like Shaka's not a hottie.
What?
Not like Jason Kidd.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
God, we're calling out all the ugly men right now.
Adrian Griffin.
Yeah, because we sit on that high horse.
Yeah.
We set high standards here at the Basement Bench Warmers podcast.
Anyway, who wants to go next?
I'll do my good. Or what are we at? Super?
Super good.
Good, yeah.
Super duper. Splendid.
Super.
So mine's two students at Hope College in Holland, Michigan. You hear the story?
No.
So they're walking through campus and they look over and they're like, is that Kirk Cousins? Sure shit, it was Kirk Cousins. He's rehabbing at that college campus. So for his torn Achilles. So they go and talk to they're on their way to class. They get to class and they're like, Professor, you wouldn't believe it. We just saw Kirk Cousins on campus. And he goes, if you can get him here, I'll give you extra credit.
Yeah.
He rode with those two guys to class and went to their class. So he made an appearance and they got their extra credit. So I don't know what when he drove with the kids, they were like, hey, can you come in? It says they ended up finding him and he drove with them to the campus where he spoke to the entire class.
The best part is
he's awesome.
If one of those kids, when they got there, and said to the professor, you like that? And then Kirk's right there.
Great. Yeah.
Cousins is awesome though, like that.
I like Cousins. I'm a fan of Cousins.
It's hard to root against him. When
I think I think he gets so much flack. I don't think he's
he's the king of the game managers.
Yeah.
He's a little bit more. Does he stay? Is he staying with the? I mean,
he's a free agent, I believe, and I don't know if they.
Funny
I
money
can see
too.
I don't know if he can be franchised, but I think he can. Right? He can get franchised again.
I don't know after
because he signed a big deal already. So
yeah, I don't know.
Get franchise after your deal.
I don't know what the deals that he's had.
Yeah. So
yeah, what would be a good fit for him if it's not Minnesota?
Atlanta.
I think
Atlanta wants to go young, don't they?
Yeah, but you can draft a quarterback and have Cousins start for 2 years.
Right.
And you have a talent enough offense and defense to win that division, probably. I mean, with kind of like the Jets with a bunch of hodgepodge, they were like 1 game from making the playoffs, possibly 2 games. I mean, I mean, that's just.
What about is Seattle really? I mean, are they sticking with Geno? Like, wouldn't that be a fit? Maybe
they can get out from him. I think.
Yeah, and I think I don't know what they do. They don't got
Kirk Cousins
really high
and DK Metcalf and Smith Najigba.
Yeah. And they got a good young back.
Yeah.
Well, they got Kenneth Walker and Charbonneau.
Yeah, and I like them both.
Their offense is really good, actually.
Yeah. Right.
And their defense is decent.
Yeah, solid.
They aged a little bit, but they still got some young
I don't know.
players.
So Cousins actually tweeted out after. He goes, 2 students stopped me on the way to my PT session at Hope. Told me they'd get extra credit if I showed up to class. So I had to stop by. Professor Gentile, thanks for having me.
That's great.
He's Kirk Cousins. He's just great. Sorry.
That's pretty. No, thanks. That's
actually pretty good
tied it all
story.
together.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect anything else from Kirk Cousins personally.
Right.
It just makes me like him more.
Right.
I'd be something I would do if I was like, oh yeah, hell, let's go.
Yeah,
why not?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Why wouldn't you? That would be like the best part of your job, I think.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be?
Doing weird stuff like that, walking in just like out of nowhere. What the hell?
Right.
Yeah.
So my good is, and I think I did the math correctly, is the number 224. 224 is the number spot that Brock Purdy was drafted in.
Nice.
He will have the unattainable record if he wins a Super Bowl. No other guy will do this ever. Ever. I'll bet that will win a Super Bowl being the last pick of the draft.
2 other people have.
Not the last pick. Not 224.
Yeah,
Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh, but not as a quarterback?
As a quarterback. But
As a starting quarterback.
There's 2 other players as of Mr. Irrelevant that have won Super Bowls.
But as a starting quarterback.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And there's going to be more. There's also some that won as a free agent because like
Kurt Warner.
Yeah, but I'm going with.
Yeah, I
He's going with 224.
In a draft thing where you're actually grabbing somebody's rights and going, this is our guy.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see how it works out.
That's the farthest back you're probably going to get a guy.
Do you think he's like McDaniels? He's got 224 like taped up on his locker.
It'd be awesome if he did.
That'd be sweet.
Get a uniform.
I will say the closest quarterback ever in draft number to win a Super Bowl is
Tom Brady.
No, one spot.
200?
One spot further, 200.
Yeah, he was 198.
Doug Williams.
199.
No.
Ooh, okay.
And now winner. I'll give you other guys that were a little higher, not as high as Purdy, but lost Super Bowls. There are three guys that have 200. 3 other guys that have been 200 higher picks and been in Super Bowls. Wow.
Okay, but we're going with the winner.
The winner
at 200. Is it in the last 20 years?
No.
Oh, that's why.
Give you a hint.
Yeah, let's do that.
The NFC North.
Not Tarkenton. No, they didn't win a Super Bowl. Bears? Bobby Lane?
No, you just said McMahon was a
Super Bowl. I'm talking Super Bowl.
Yeah, McMahon was an early round pick. So
Super Bowl. How about Bart Starr?
Was he really 200?
He was number 200. 17th round 7 player, but remember they had less teams.
He didn't, and he didn't have a good career.
200.
That's a cool. That's an interesting.
Joe Cap was 209, lost Super Bowl. And David Woodley, the Dolphins, was 214 and lost Super Bowl. But Tom Brady is the closest at 199. Him and Bart Starr, 199. Tom Brady is the closest to.
Wow.
Woodley didn't start that Super Bowl though either.
Interesting.
Oh yeah,
stat.
Did he?
Yeah, he was a starter. Because was
he a rookie that year?
What year was that? Was 83?
80? Because
83 was Marino.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Marino. He was a quarterback the year before they didn't make it. So I don't know even why. Well, it says starting quarterbacks. No.
He was a backup. I thought.
Maybe it was a starter at some point in his life.
Didn't Marino get hurt?
Oh no, Marino was 85.
Right.
Marino was 85.
Oh, yeah, okay.
83 was what
83 is when he came up.
Yeah, when he was drafted.
Gotcha.
And he was he must have been drafted 84.
84. Yeah, you're right.
So I'll say, yeah, that's just interesting. I kind of want to throw out to see what it was. And you really look at it, there's that many quarterbacks, not many.
Right.
Because I did do this math too. The last 16 quarterbacks to quarterback Super Bowls, 9 of them, 9 have been first round picks. So 9 of the 16 in first round,
and all the rest are Tom Brady.
Now you have. I'm sorry, I didn't add this one. Now you have 10 out of 17 have been first round picks because it's Mahomes again.
Right.
So first round quarterbacks are the fad.
Yeah. What was this? What was the other stat that you guys talked about yesterday? That it was Landry, Bill Belichick, and somebody else.
Curly Lambeau. Since the NFL started, the only 3 they've all coached have been coaching. So it's been Lambeau coached. Then Landry and them crossed over. Then Landry and Belichick crossed over.
Wow.
That's
not
crazy.
Belichick, not Belichick.
Yeah, you said Belichick. You said Landry and Belichick.
And is it really?
No,
it's not Lambeau.
It's got to be involved in the NFL. It can't be because Belichick wasn't a head coach when Landry. Oh, he might have went with the Browns.
Yeah, he might have been with the Browns
at the end.
Yeah, but then.
But I
the
did see
Curly
this,
Lambeau thing because that was so long ago when he. You're
That's
saying
how far? But we were talking about this.
Hallis
would have even went a lot farther, but he missed a couple years in there.
But they just got to cross over, and Landry started like
Did he play baseball?
Like the mid '60s.
Yeah.
Did he play baseball too during those 3 years?
Was he the
but
coach?
Curly Lambeau was a coach like in the 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s. Like
that's what the stat was, and I saw the same thing.
Unless maybe you said like he was in upper management or something. I don't. Right. Okay, interesting.
I thought the same thing.
He probably quit coaching in the 50s.
Well, when did Lombardi come in?
Lombardi was the
60s.
59.
Yeah.
So that might mean I can see Landry starting at 55, 56-ish.
Yeah.
Him
and Landry were offensive. They were offense and defensive coordinators
was Landry
with the Giants, weren't they?
Was Landry the coach of the Ice Bowl? The Cowboys?
Yes, he was.
Okay, then that could very be possible be.
But that was Lombardi, not Lambeau.
But Lambeau linked across Landry. That's what they're saying.
So we'll see. Well, hold
That's
on.
interesting.
Yeah, because I just heard it, but I never really.
That's cool.
Now you said that, I'm thinking, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, because
the Landry Belichick to me is more of a stretch. I would say. I don't know.
So he started coach. Okay, here's why. Landry started coaching in 54 for the Giants.
Oh.
Dallas in 60.
So him and Lombardi were coordinators together.
So yeah, they would have been coordinators together.
Giants.
So let me check Curly Lambeau now.
Curly head of Lambeau.
Well, we could move on. Well, that was your good. You have a good?
I do have a good. My good is so good that it's bad is the Las Vegas A's situation. So last Wednesday they had a luncheon at the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce, and the MC shouted out to the crowd, "Who's excited about the Las Vegas A's?" Crickets.
Wow.
So
interesting.
There's rumors that the owner still doesn't have the money to move because he's offered up minority stakes in the team.
Mm-hmm.
And the first rendering for the team came with a retractable roof, but the plot of land that they have won't be big enough for the stadium with retractable roofs. So they're saying, and they don't know where they're playing in 25 when the lease runs out.
I heard they were talking going to minor league stadiums all year.
They might go to Sacramento, and play the AAA team.
Next year, are they the Oakland?
Yep.
Okay, but 25 is the
25's like, well, I mean,
maybe.
Yeah.
Are they still playing in Oakland this year?
Yeah.
I thought they were kicked out.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and they're saying now with all the stuff that's going on that it may not happen at all. So that's my good because it's going to be fun watching that stuff the next few months.
Oh yeah, I just saw that Landry was 88 because Jimmy Johnson came 89.
Yep.
So I just looked it up.
Have a year gap, 1 year gap.
So Curly, 1919 to 1953. Landry, this is just coach.
Yeah. And it connects.
Landry was a coach. He wasn't the head coach yet. 54 to 88. And Belichick's been there since 75, a coach.
Coaching, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
you're right.
cool. And Curly was a player coach when he started. He coached and played.
Yeah, for 1 year. Well,
just 1 year. So
1 year.
So he was officially a coach for that many years.
He was, I think, officially the coach in 20.
So he was 33 years of coaching.
A long time.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Well, and if you look at Hallis, this is even longer.
Yeah, he was always there.
Yeah. And the Belichick, I didn't know Belichick's been around that long.
Oh yeah.
But he was a Lions assistant special teams in 76 and 77. So there's only been a few years where they weren't head coaches, all those guys. It's only about 6 or 7 years in that whole time. That's crazy. That's a crazy stat.
Yeah. And then Saban and Belichick were on the same staff for the Browns at one point.
Yeah. Saw that picture a couple weeks ago. What are we doing next? Are we
you pick?
My bad and ugly are interchangeable, so I'll just pick out one of them.
Love it.
And I know what we're going to talk about a lot of football later, but how about my bad is, when we talk about it a lot, the kind of the pettiness and the pettiness of the NCAA. So bad, like with recruiting, all the rules. I mean, I understand you got to have rules in life, but it's overboard, and it's scared away one of the best coaches in college football to move back to the NFL and Jim Harbaugh. So, I mean, I don't know, loosen up. You're loosening up the strings with some of the financials with the players and stuff like that. I mean, all the recruiting stuff with Harbaugh, and I mean, I get it, but you don't want to. Everybody's got rules, but it's almost like they have these rules, and it's just a matter of who gets caught, right?
Yeah.
Who gets caught violating them. Everybody's violating them. Everybody.
The problem is, it's every sport. It's who they want to catch.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
It's always who they want to catch.
There's a big ticket item right there.
Well, it's not just in sports. It's in politics and everything else, too.
Everything. Yeah. Remember when Wisconsin was, when they got investigated, and I think they were sanctioned as well for the Black Earth shoe store?
The shoes, yeah.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, like, if you're a Wisconsin student, whether you played basketball, football, or if you were a student, you still got the same discount. So for them to knock at them at that time was bullshit.
That was a good one. My other favorite was the tattoo parlor with the Ohio State players, where they were just exchanging like merch, but they were getting benefits there and all kinds of other stuff. I don't know.
Happy endings.
Who was the quarterback? That skinny guy that was
Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, he ended up playing a little bit in the NFL as a receiver, right?
But Raiders.
Tight end.
Yeah, he was a gadget guy.
He was a little guy. He was a skinny guy.
Yeah, he was lanky. You look at Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, so I think it's bad that Jim Harbaugh. It's kind of cool for the NFL. It's kind of. I mean, he's
right.
Like him or don't like him, he's a lightning rod. You're going to pay attention.
Right. And the Florida State bullshit with them getting sanctioned and losing scholarships because the coach drove a recruit or a player to the NIL collective.
Yeah.
Didn't pay him, didn't give him anything. He drove him to the collective. And that's why they've gotten busted as bad.
Guy needed a ride.
That was Florida State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever these kids are getting millions of dollars now, handed to them, but the guy gave him a ride.
A ride.
And Bo Jackson quit football because they had him come to the stadium to see the.
Oh, that's right, for a tryout, right?
Well, there was before they were going to draft him. Who was going to? Was it the Buccaneers?
No, I can't remember who it was.
It was Buccaneers.
Yeah, yeah, I think it might have been because they would have had the number 1 pick that year.
Right.
Yeah, and we're gonna pick you, and then they're like, well, you got a free flight from those guys. You can't play college baseball. Yeah. And he was like, well, then I'm not playing football.
Yeah.
And
what are you going to do?
And back in those days, too,
Awesome.
like coaches would get busted for giving a guy a quarter to make a phone call.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could give them bagels, but they couldn't give them cream cheese, like the stupid little things. And these guys,
you can't have the locks.
So why don't these guys, they start investigating and go, oh, here's a receipt. He paid me $5 for the ride. Here you go. Have a good one. I hand wrote it on a napkin.
All right.
He gave me $5 for the ride. Well,
but that's petty. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I wrote a receipt on a napkin. He just forgot to give it to you. Here you go.
I know.
He gave me $5 for the ride.
And it probably happened.
It was a loan.
People probably cover their ass like that. But and to me, I think Harbaugh probably just said, I'm done with this crap. Because he probably really wanted to still be the Michigan coach.
Yeah,
it was his dream job.
Right. And the NCAA had it out for him because he would circumvent a lot of things. Like he would do camps and stuff in like Florida. And, technically you weren't supposed to do that, but he found a loophole for it. And the NCAA was pissed.
He found a lot of loopholes.
He found a lot of loopholes.
Whatever. So it'll be fun.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, it'll be fun to have him back in the NFL. So.
I almost think I know. I think you want to get back to the NFL because he had talks with Minnesota a couple years ago, and he had talks with Chargers a couple years ago. Now Minnesota. He's familiar with the family, the Spanos family, because he played for him at the end. So I don't know if I agree. He probably liked college, but I think
it probably pushed the decision over the top.
I think losing the Super Bowl
made
him want to come back. And now if he had won a Super Bowl, won that Super Bowl that they lost to the Ravens, he may have wanted to stick to college.
Right.
Why to go back to the pros? But now he maybe unfinished business kind of for him.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know.
I mean,
I agree. It's college is a sweet deal when you're the guy
at a big time
when you're
program.
the guy,
like that,
I agree.
But coming off a national championship, too, it almost buys you. It buys you time.
Right.
Having a title.
Can you imagine
not anymore.
Some kid
well,
there,
in Michigan it will
now with the NIL thing, but where you can just change the portal.
And that might be way
not with the NIL, but with the portal. I mean, before that though, if you're Coach K and some kid comes in, you can't tell him I'm going to be doing. Coach K is like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
He'll never play again
because there'll be guys lining up.
There's
spot.
1,000 of you.
Right.
Yeah. But now, I mean, these guys can move wherever they want.
It's a business. Who can pay me the most? Who can give me the most playing time? Who can get me drafted in that order?
Or else I'll just
leave.
The
drafting thing isn't as big anymore. I don't think so. No, because you're getting big NIL money.
Well, the top 1% are getting big NIL. I mean,
but there's a lot of kids.
They're not as motivated to win a bowl game anymore, which that was like a big deal. Now they don't care.
Right. Like Ewers from Texas, I guess, like he's sponsored by like a couple different, like a dealership, a restaurant, and something else. He's got his linemen with him. Like when he does commercials and stuff, he has his team with him. So at least he includes his team with what he's.
And you made a good point.
Right.
I think a lot less of it is not even so much it's your brand. Kind of what you were saying, he's got the shoes, he's got they're selling a brand ahead of playing now.
As an individual or as a team?
Yeah, they're almost like, what do they call them? Like YouTubers? No, the kids.
Yeah, the kids. Yeah. They all have
They're
brands
selling
now.
a brand.
Right.
They've got, at jimsmith.com or what, and you go there.
Instagram. Yeah. The reels and stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Because they get paid from that too. So.
Right. That's where I think that's almost first in there.
It's their likeness as a brand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Good point, Eric.
So anyway, bad for you.
Oh, I hate following Eric.
Get out of here.
So in Milwaukee last week, I don't know if you guys saw this, they raised the flag. They honored Ryan Braun to the Brewers Walk of Fame. That's my bad. And
I have a question comment about
syringe?
that.
Did you say walk of shame?
So I I agree. He's famous. It's a walk of fame. It doesn't say walk of moral fortitude, or upstanding gentleman. Ryan Braun's a piece of shit. We know that. It's been proven in a court of law, essentially.
Right.
Scientific fact.
You ruined a guy's life.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it's funny, as I said this right when this happened, I wrote it down here. I get in the truck to drive to work the next day. Bob and Brian are like, oh, Ryan Braun. They talk about it.
Right.
And Bob just goes off how he ruined Dino's life.
Nice.
How he's a piece of shit. And he goes, yeah, well, I guess it says walk of fame. It doesn't say walk of, good guys.
Walk
and
of morals.
He goes, he cheated.
Right.
He lied. And you know what else in that whole situation? If you remember, Aaron Rodgers stuck up for him and said he would never do that because they had a restaurant together down on the 3rd Ward. So,
but Aaron turned his back right away. That was
once he got caught lying.
Well, did he know? I mean, I don't know.
He probably didn't know, but
still, you don't.
Aaron Rodgers couldn't just be our bad for every show that we do. I mean, so
Not
whatever.
mine.
You love him now, don't you? He's your guy.
I think he's a crackpot. And
He's a crackpot.
I said it for years. He's a piece of garbage, and I
But
said
that's-
that.
yeah.
But he's a piece of garbage that sometimes you agree with.
Yeah. And that thing
Well,
too, that
he's
was for
actually right.
money.
And he's
though.
not wavering anymore on it. He
No,
really is. He
don't
knows
care.
he is, and he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I have this debate with, I can't remember who, but I said the same thing you do. He does not care. I mean, he may have used to, but he doesn't care about his
And is there
what
anything wrong
people
with
think.
that? You shouldn't care. You
But
shouldn't
people
care.
are like, oh yeah, he does.
He did then because it was over money. That was his
Yeah.
restaurant with
He's
his name.
He's just trying to sell tables.
All right. I want to get back.
I agree.
That place was
But now
a dud restaurant.
I agree
anyway.
with all of you.
Right.
I think he's at a point where he's got fuck you money and he's just like, I don't
Oh, yeah.
care.
Wasn't
for
that
sure.
restaurant the old corner? That
Was right-
club?
Yeah.
Used to be a club years ago. Then
No,
it was
that was
Brett
Favre's.
Favre Steakhouse.
No.
And I thought it became that.
The
It was on
restaurant.
2nd or something.
No, it was right in the 3rd Ward. It was going towards the Walker's Point, like 2 blocks from where I used to work,
No, it's splits.
on the river. It was right on that road.
Oh,
There were walk down to
Okay.
the. Can't remember the name
Did you
of
ever
the
eat there?
place. No, I don't think so. I just remember seeing it. Wasn't
Doesn't support his team.
which one?
I don't know.
The Braun team.
So let me ask you a question. Quick question
Bad.
about that. I guess probably not, but is Ryan Braun a Hall of Famer?
No.
Oh.
How can he be? He's PD.
Well, is he Hall of Famer without that?
No.
I don't think. Did he have enough of the were his numbers?
He wasn't
I'd
the-
have to look at his numbers.
I don't think he was a top 5 outfielder for his generation.
Yeah. He was MVP though once, wasn't he?
I think he's going to overcome some
But
of
he
the
won.
stuff
He
that-
won an MVP, right?
It
Did
depends.
he do it when he won it
It
twice?
they have to. So
For some reason, he's able to overcome this stuff being a complete piece of shit.
But I just want to
for
see.
some reason, people overlook it for him.
But I'm saying if he is a qualified, if he gets in it,
No, I don't-
They won't let him in because they can't.
I don't even know if he's
but the
400
whole thing.
home
But the whole
runs.
thing is, he tested positive for steroids, but Bonds didn't, and Bonds isn't in. And if he
Sosa
gets
isn't in either.
Sosa didn't either.
Agreed. So if those guys aren't in, and they put
Didn't Manny Ramirez? Is Manny Ramirez in yet or no?
No.
I don't think Manny's. Yeah. But
You want-
David
you want
Ortiz
some
is.
stats.
Yeah.
Right.
What are they for Brian Braun?
So career batting average 296. That's solid. 352 home runs, 1154 RBI.
Those aren't PED numbers.
6-time All-Star, 1-time NL MVP, NL Rookie of the Year, 5-time Silver Slugger, blah blah blah. And here it is, Milwaukee Brewers Wall of Honor.
Wall of Honor. Sorry, I
of Honor.
screwed it up.
right.
I like how you called it Wall of
And
So
he-
okay,
and
if
he
it's
won a
called
World
Wall
Series.
of Honor,
No, he didn't.
hey, if it's called Wall of Honor,
He has no honor.
then Bob and Brian are wrong. If it was Wall of Fame because he's
Yeah.
famous,
Maybe-
Wall of Honor, he has no freaking honor.
But maybe that's what they said. Maybe he.
Yeah.
I was driving, so
Hop said absolutely not a Hall of Famer.
right.
no,
I
not
agree.
with those.
I want to talk about the Wall of Fame when
I
a
like
little
where he
bit.
said it's a wall of honor.
Wall of honor,
And
yeah.
maybe that's what Bob was talking about. Is maybe if it was a wall of fame,
Well,
yes, but
right.
not a wall of
'Cause it
honor.
has to do with another player.
He has no honor.
And-
I'm
and
glad
Braun.
that the Wikipedia it highlights all the things he did wrong in here,
Right.
which is it goes right into detail, biogenesis of America, yada yada yada.
Remember when he had herpes and he gave it to a couple girls and then they covered that up?
Yeah, well, he did something too at the University of Miami. He was at Miami and he got into trouble or something like that. I remember there was something about like pre-draft with him.
Yeah,
We're gonna get medical misinformation.
I was never
now.
a fan of Ryan Braun. He just
That's his
gave me a
life.
bad vibe, just a
Right.
weird vibe. That dude. He was a good baseball player. Don't get me wrong. He was good.
Well,
for the
we know
Brewers.
Eric doesn't like him from past shows.
You're not a big Braun
Oh
fan?
my god!
Anyway,
Right.
was that your bad?
Yeah, I think so.
My bad is Ed.
My bad is it's a local story for our friends in Chile.
Soccer? Sweet.
No, it's a local story,
would be called
Kenosha story.
football.
Local.
And this is my bad. Prices and fees for appearances are gonna so much at Holy Rosary Sports Night has been canceled this year.
Are you shitting me?
They will not have it. No athlete of the year will be named.
What?
Yep. They can't. And
Can you imagine being a kid this year was your year?
They might still name one, but there's no can't. It sounds like they can't afford to pay stars to come to the thing anymore.
Okay, that's right. They
You
always
can't
have
get-
some stars there.
You can't get Tyler here. How about what's his name? Get the
Lux.
or the kid that plays basketball, bounces the ball and does weird things.
Oh, yeah.
I was
T-Jazz. He's a good guy.
me
He
and
would do it.
He'd
He would
probably
do
do
it
it.
for free.
He probably would.
Me and Beasley were in the steam room with him.
Yeah.
TJ.
Yeah, you just talked about
Yeah,
that.
I
The
thought-
other, yeah.
I guarantee, and you know what? I bet he would draw more than when I went Cecil Cooper, and I love Cecil Cooper. Don't get me wrong, but like, no, none of the kids knew who
One time
Cecil
I went-
Cooper was.
Kevin Butler was there.
Oh, Butthead?
Dude, he was a big dude.
Was he?
Oh, he was a giant.
Really?
Yeah, he was like 6'3".
They really demand that much
I
money.
think he was a big dude.
He was a giant. He was 5'11".
Nah.
Hey man, when you're 5'8", when you're 5'8", 6'3" is huge. Ask Coho.
Did you see the look he gave me? That was great.
Get out!
Can we can that?
Fired.
Can we can that?
So they can't just still have the ceremony without having these stars. Like they could have Edwards, Bicky, and
Kind of the bench
Basement
warmers.
bench warmers.
We'll
Bill.
host it.
You know,
Oh, we get kicked out for sure.
In
Mark
first of all,
Ruffalo.
in a church, I might catch fire.
You shit.
Well, it's actually
it'd probably be a concert to see who starts first
it's
near
actually
you.
it's actually in the Cafe Gymatorium. So
Gymatorium.
Have a gymatorium. That's right.
but it's in a church. But it's
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
Holy
know.
Rosary.
I had some battles in that gymatorium.
Oh, we had some
So-
good pickup games there.
So seriously, it's kind of sad to see it.
It is sad.
Or maybe postponed, but it's not happening this year.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
that was my bad.
and the few times I went there, I loved that. I mean,
Alright.
it was a good.
Get some good
So-
spaghetti.
My bad expands on the pettiness of the NCAA, mainly the University of Texas and their basketball team. Playing BYU last week where they got thumped. They had some BYU students remove the T-shirts that they were wearing that spelled out "horns down" because they were offended by free speech. And
Because had horns down.
yeah, they had BYU kids that were lined up in a row, and they had a T-shirt that's like team
Yeah.
Cougars. It said
So
horns down.
Texas officials had them kicked out.
They had them take the shirts off.
And all it said was horns down.
Horns down. Yep.
Was it females?
No.
Oh,
Yeah. It was at BYU, and
That'd
the
be
Texas
good.
Let's hope.
coach had the T-shirts.
Let's
removed.
hope they never hear our podcast. 'cause-
Right.
We'll have everything off.
Yeah.
So, and that's after like a week after they got into it with University of Central Florida and the horns down incident as well. There as well, the coach bitched at the UCF's team because they were doing the horns down, and
So this kind of relate to it too. That was in where? That was in Texas, you said?
Texas BYU. Yeah, it was at BYU.
And then at BYU.
Yeah.
But then in Texas, didn't Luca have a guy kicked out for saying he was fat or something?
Yeah,
Is that you got to come in?
Thanks. Yeah.
Luca Brazzi?
I thought we just. Oh, that was your bad only. I thought that
good.
was your ugly.
No, yeah, that's my
Sorry.
bad. That's okay.
You could just piggyback them. They were the same story almost.
Actually,
It's the
I have-
same story.
Go
no,
ahead.
it's
Yeah, do-
different.
Do the ugly. Go do the ugly now. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, you start. You go
my
ahead.
ugly.
And Eric,
Yeah.
go next.
My ugly is the NBA. Like the week that they had, Giannis killing off another coach.
3.
3. Luca having a fan kicked out and then getting into it with Tim McMahon from ESPN and went after him in the press conference. How McMahon always writes negative things about Luca, and McMahon pushed back like, "I'm your biggest supporter," and they got into it. And then 2 days later, Luca apologized for having the fan kicked out on the NBA Today.
But then he scored 73 that night. It was like the next night.
Yeah, so that's the other thing too, is the lack of defense in the NBA. So they had
That's a good one.
right. So from 1985 to 2004, there were 10 players that scored 50 points or more. There have been 9 60-point games in the last 13 months in the NBA.
It's like the border.
right,
Analytics.
They're just bleeding in.
right.
Biden got control of the NBA.
Score.
Right. And then obviously my last part about how bad the NBA right now is how
I love it.
the minimum amount of games to be eligible for awards is really not doing anything because Embiid missed another. He missed the Denver game.
Of course, a road
shocker.
game.
Right, road game.
They're always road game.
that.
Yeah, I'm with Scott on this. We've talked about this for years on the podcast.
And he's missing tonight's game in Portland, so that's two teams that the only time of the year that you would have played those guys on the road.
That should not be allowed.
And he's got 5 more games he can miss before he's ineligible for any.
Some parents spent $300 on tickets to go to that game tonight.
Right.
You're not going to see Embiid play,
right?
Because usually, I mean, as a kind of a weak fan that I am of the NBA, I want to go see the other players. I want to see Tyrese Haliburton, who I went to see and didn't play. I want to see Wemby for sure.
Well, that's why I wanted to go see Cleveland, and the guys that I wanted to see weren't playing because they were hurt. But
I mean, if they're legitimately hurt, it's one thing.
Tristan Thompson.
These guys that just take a night off when they're, especially in Milwaukee. Milwaukee gets killed with that because Milwaukee's such a podunk town. Because the second night,
Charles Barkley.
Because the next night it's always Chicago,
right?
They were almost,
or they're in Chicago the night before. And Steph Curry played. I knew he was going to sit the game that you wouldn't saw him. I knew it.
They would rather play against Chicago against no offense, but a fairly crappy team than play against Giannis straight up.
Yeah, but they get on TNT then. Like
that might be part of it.
What night was the game that Steph didn't play? Was a Thursday night?
It was it was a. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, because they didn't have school. It was a Thursday. No, I don't think it was a national game. I know. I was with CNN. Maybe it was a Saturday.
Yeah. Well, now,
that's odd.
No, it was a Saturday. Weekend. It was a Saturday for sure.
ABC's going to start having primetime games.
Yeah, all that gets ramped up. The TNT schedule gets ramped up because there's no more football.
Sundays are on TV.
Yeah, those day games on Sunday.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of it. It's bullshit.
Was that your ugly?
That was my ugly.
It was all NBA stuff. He had a mixed match.
But you talked longer than him.
I did not.
Nothing unusual.
Tell Eric to shut up or you kick him out too.
Eric, shut up or you're out. No, the football.
Oh,
we're almost out of nuts.
Don't drop it like a Detroit Lion receiver.
Wow.
Anyway,
speaking of ugly, and mine wasn't that game, but I got back on Sunday and just kind of getting settled in, and I just was doing a bunch of things, and I turned on my TV, and I have what I thought was going to be a great game, incredible game, Chiefs and the Ravens, and all week everybody talked about Ravens. Scott, I think, picked it to be a blowout. I saw what I thought was the worst offensive game plan and just performance.
Or great defense.
Well, I think that was a mix. That was that was there, but they were dropping balls. It just didn't seem like it was the right fit. And Lamar, was that you with the meme? The purple like Bugatti or whatever, and then it's a purple Corolla stuck in the snow. That's what he is during the playoffs or during the big games. I just thought it was kind of an ugly looking game. I mean, it was ugly for the Chiefs. They played great defense and they won ugly, and the Ravens just were ugly. So that's my.
Well, there's a lot we can digest from that game, which we'll get to.
Yeah, we could go into some more depth. I just kind of was more of a passerby watching the game. I didn't sit and watch that game. But every time I looked at the TV, it was just like, these two teams are in the AFC Championship. I mean, I get the Chiefs really, but it just was not. Yeah.
Yeah. What even happened in the second?
Yeah, I know. We'll do that. I like that. That's what it is. We'll get that later. Yeah. Maybe the 49ers too kind of did the same thing, even in the first half of that game. But go ahead.
All right, we get to watch the MVP.
You're ugly.
I'm
Middleton?
ugly?
No.
So I got a sports story. You know how usually my uglies aren't sports stories.
Wow. Wait, hold on. I got to write this down.
Yep. The date is the 29th.
Go ahead.
Alyssa Milano.
Oh!
You know
baseball story?
Yeah, baseball story. And you know how I love baseball stories and I hate fucking celebrities. And this is a perfect example. Alyssa Milano asks for donations from fans of hers on Twitter to pay for her son's Little League trip to Cooperstown. I shit you fucking
This
not.
Is currently?
This is, and she got such blowback from it that she pulled it. This has just happened like 3 days ago. She actually asked for a GoFundMe, and then she tried to explain herself. I think she dug a bigger hole then. What a piece of shit.
What
It was like you could pay for the whole team. So she's worth, they say, like between like 10 and 15 million, whatever. I didn't really look, but that's what I thought.
Even if she's worth more than $1 million,
Yeah.
she shouldn't be fucking doing that.
Her husband runs like I'm trying to remember if it's a talent agency or whatever.
Right.
He's worth like way more than that. He owns it. They did like big movies, whatever it was.
Right.
So they're probably worth combined, 30 to more millions. And they're asking for donations for their kids' trip. How just shameless are you?
Who's a bigger POS? Ruffalo or her right now?
I would like to see Ruffalo punch her in the face right now.
I should say
and
the
then go to jail for doing it.
I should say the first name I shouldn't just use that, like Mark Ruffalo. I'm sorry.
Not anybody at the pizza place.
I love the pizza. Good stuff.
Wasn't she involved with a couple of the Florida Marlins baseball players, or am I thinking it's somebody else?
Oh, she dated a lot of baseball players back in the day.
Back in the day.
Right.
It was a pitcher.
I thought there was like some incident. God damn it. I'm trying to think of like
Barry Zito?
No.
Who'd she date?
No, I thought there was like a love triangle going on, but I might be thinking of like the Dallas Mavericks as well. But
let's see. Alyssa Milano with baseball players. She used to date MLB players. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull this up real quick here while we're sitting here.
It's probably like 15.
Exploring the. She recently attempted to raise $100,000.
Middleton.
So she said it was $100,000 they were trying to raise, or no, $10,000 for her son's team to go to Cooperstown. She couldn't come up with $10,000. I was hoping to find the
10 grand
Carl.
in Cooperstown.
So she dated Brad Penny, Barry Zito, Carl Pavano,
yeah,
Tom Glavine. What? Jesus, who is she? The Taylor Swift of baseball?
Pretty much.
No.
It wasn't Pavano.
No, she's not.
No.
No, Taylor's only dated one football player.
And she's Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Then her comment was, after getting banged, probably destroyed by them all, these are grown men playing a little boy's sport. That makes them children.
Who's the boss?
And then she married an agent.
Dwayne Danza.
Right. Can't tell him her residue or residuals from Who's the Boss. Well, can't pay for that trip.
Here's the problem: is those guys are all men, so they probably saw her and saw right through her crap after a while.
Right.
Just shut your trap.
Yeah. That's why she dated 5 baseball players.
Yeah.
I agree with Tim though. You said 10 grand for that trip?
Yep.
Were they staying? The best hotel in town? I mean, 10 grand for one player?
No, for the whole team.
Oh, it's still a lot. Must be flying, I'm guessing.
Probably flying. But
Yeah,
pay
where do you
for it.
fly?
But the
It's
thing is, most
Cooperstown.
teams will just do fundraisers and make the kids go out and do something.
Yeah, but if you figure,
and
just figure 15 kids
a
at
normal
at
adult
$200
in this
bucks,
world doesn't do a GoFundMe for the
or
kids anywhere.
say $400
But
plane
you're
tickets.
you're gonna need like a 15 passenger van to get them.
Yeah,
to
you
Cooper's,
need
'cause
that.
it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, 10 grand's probably low.
Yeah.
But that maybe they had money besides. Maybe, I'm just saying that's what they were
I
trying to
don't even know
raise.
where you fly. You probably fly to Albany, New York, and then
Yeah, and then you
drive
got to
or-
drive a ways.
Yeah.
Is she raising a baseball player? She's date him later?
Yeah, she called Tom Glavine and see if he'd donate.
He's on the golf course.
He hit her with a hockey stick.
Oh no, that's Smoltz. Sorry.
My ugly I don't want to do it now.
No.
I'll do it later.
But this is the part of the show where we do good,
Well,
bad,
it's
and the
part
ugly.
of football.
Do you remember there was
I don't want to jump into
bring it up
football,
later.
Yeah.
Do you remember Scott created this
I'll
thing
allow
called
it.
The
I'll
Good,
allow
the
it.
Bad, and the Ugly? And it's been the best segment we've had all since.
It's the only segment.
Besides numbers.
Yeah, wait, that's true.
Besides numbers.
And the beer tent.
Best jerseys.
I was never
number
involved in
99.
it.
You got to pick.
Oh, no,
somebody.
it took
It was
us
the
like
first five
took
weeks
us
of
like
our
a
show.
year.
Well, it was 10 weeks. We did it for 10 weeks. We 10 it's 9 like 99 through 90, 89 through 80. But it was during COVID. We had nothing to do.
There were no sports.
We did that,
going
and
on.
we reviewed The Last Dance
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much The Last Dance.
and made fun of Willie. Our shows were like 40 minutes.
Wow. I made fun of Willie. Well, isn't that every week?
That was a half-hour part of the show. We did
Yeah.
snake drafts, but that didn't start till a little. Remember, we started just doing like
No, I like snake drafts.
We did those
Oh, you know what?
battles.
Didn't I
Remember
have a
the
snake
Royal
draft? That's what I
Rumbles?
wanted to do.
What?
I thought I sent a snake draft out.
It's Glenn's snake draft. Where's Glenn?
Well, the Glenn gave us. Remember, we started doing the Mount Rushmores, and then we did Mount Rushmore times 2, and then Glenn's like, "Well, why don't you do a snake draft type thing?" And you could, oh yeah, good
And it
idea.
became Glenn's snake draft.
And then I accidentally took Tom Seaver with my 5th pick, and everybody raised holy hell, and then we stopped doing snake drafts.
Because of that.
playoff talk, some NBA and Major League Baseball, benchwarmer of the week, and anything else you guys want to talk about. I want to talk about the Brewers Wall of Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
No, who else was on it? Harvey
No,
Keene?
actually, I had saw it when Race, right? Is that his name? Reese Hopkins signed with the Brewers. You can't wear his number. You can't wear number 17.
17, huh?
Right. Do you know why?
I'm guessing it's a famous player from the Brewers on the wall of.
Yount was 19.
Right.
Who was 17?
I don't even know. It's got to be a pitcher.
Nope.
What number again? I'm sorry.
17.
Ganner?
Huh?
Jim Ganner?
Yep.
Oh, Jimmy Gantner.
Right.
Yeah, I can see it. He's a Milwaukee guy.
Right. His number's not retired by the Brewers, but they won't issue the number out, and they won't issue the number 8 for
Those are the glory days of the Brewers there.
For Braun.
Right. And they won't retire the number because Major League Baseball, I don't know if it's a Major League Baseball rule, but mostly it's supposed to be for a player that is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they only have like 3 or 4 retired numbers for the Brewers.
Well, it should be Yount, Molitor, Raleigh Fingers,
Those
Cooper.
are retired.
Was it Cooper?
Cooper's not a Hall
Hank
of Famer.
Aaron.
Hank Aaron, 44.
Right.
Yep,
Jackie Robinson, of course.
Right.
That's probably it.
Right.
Yeah.
But why
There's none else.
Euchre, but that's not a number.
Right. But I think Gantner, if he was an all-time player for the Brewers, absolutely should have his number retired.
Yeah.
Is he in the Wall of Honor? Do you know?
He should be. I mean, he's a Milwaukee guy.
He's Wisconsin. Yeah, he went to
And
Oshkosh. And
yeah, he's a local, like
Right.
him and Jerry Augustine,
Yeah, he
and
played for almost 20 years for the Brewers.
Craig Counsell's another local guy.
Right. Well, he was.
So it was Tim. I didn't say who was here. Eric and Tim are here, but Willie just joined us. Hi, Willie. How are you?
Hi, Willie.
Greetings.
Do you have any, besides football, you have any good, bad, or ugly that you've written down?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead, throw them out there. What you got? I mean, you can have football. I'm not saying you can't have football, but
No, but
yeah, we'll talk.
for ugly, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but in Wichita, Kansas, did you guys talk about this?
I don't know.
That the statue of Jackie Robinson
yeah.
was
Hurtful.
told- cut it off at the ankles. Oh, he's his feet there.
And that was his game. Was running. I don't get it. They took his legs.
Yeah, so it was worth about $75,000. So they're
In scrap or 75? It'd have to be.
Could you see walking in a pawn shop with that thing? What can I get for this?
Well, I found it in my dumpster.
What do you want
Right,
for it? I
sure.
want 75 grand. I could best I probably do is like 40.
And they're like, I
40
think,
grand?
I think
No,
a few people are looking for
$40.
you. There's somebody who wants to talk to you.
and I guess it happened last Thursday night. They got like video of this
Holy
taking
crap.
place.
What would you do that for?
I don't know.
You're not going
Either they
to
love
get
them a
away
lot
with it.
or they
But
They have
need the
ski
money.
mask or hoods on.
Yeah, I guess that could be
Here-
it too.
Yeah.
What city was it in?
Jackie Robinson?
Wichita,
Everybody likes
Kansas.
Jackie Robinson.
Did they identify the guy?
No, they haven't. They're looking for him. They got like rewards out and stuff like that. So if anybody calls,
It was
you
like-
want to melt down something.
Is that your good, bad, or ugly?
That's an ugly.
He was like, this is going.
Yeah. It was like my good.
I don't know, I'm just,
Wow.
just checking in.
They did
Just
have
checking
some-
in.
What is this?
They did have
No, I'm just
audio
checking
from
it with
that.
all you.
Did you see that though? They had the audio of like those guys stealing it. You guys like,
Yeah.
this is Bigley. I'm putting it in my place in Mar-a-Lago. It's huge.
Damn, Doc is sweating already.
Any bad or good?
not football related, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Well,
get to the football.
I mean, if
well,
I didn't do my
I
ugly.
did.
My
I did a
ugly-
football. I did a football.
did you do your good?
Yeah, yeah. go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, my good's Sharon Moore getting the Michigan job. So
Oh, come on.
No.
That's too easy.
I like that good. That's nice.
Mm.
Oh, you know,
Nice.
I did do.
He deserved
I said
it.
I did with the Purdy being 224. Do you know who the closest Super Bowl number draft pick? He was 224. It wasn't Brady because Brady was 199. A quarterback won a Super Bowl. He was number 200 in the draft. Long time ago.
Okay, so it's not Trent Dilfer.
Hmm.
Actually,
Dilfer was a high pick.
I was gonna say Dilfer was a high
Well,
pick.
He was a first rounder. I
Bart
think.
Starr.
Bart Starr, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
200.
It was 17 rounds. Well, there's many teams. 17
there's
rounds.
4 teams.
So he was a high pick in the 17th round.
Yeah. Yes. He was
the
seventh pick. Good call. Seventh
He
pick.
was the 4th quarterback taken by the Packers.
And I had another thing. 10
Probably
on the
right.
counting
I
this
know.
year. 10 of the last 17 quarterbacks participated in the Super Bowl. 10 of them have been first round picks, counting this Super Bowl this year.
Really?
First round picks.
Yeah, so that's, you're in good shape
So
if
it
you
says
get a
something
first round
then, right?
quarterback. You're at least in the game, you know.
Well, yeah, you think.
Well, Mahomes, 3 times, and then golf was 1. Stafford was another.
Yeah. Well, they're right here. I got them. I started here.
Jordan Love's not in there yet,
Peyton
right?
Manning, Cam Newton,
Cam.
Matt Ryan,
Yep.
Jared Goff, Pat Mahomes. Last year, it was the only time ever, I believe. Nope, I lied.
Yeah, Matt Ryan only played 3/4 of that Super Bowl,
Nope.
though.
First time ever, I think.
So the rest of the Falcons.
First time ever, both number
Not for-
ones met each other in the Super Bowl.
3.5
last year. Oh, no,
quarters.
2 years ago. I'm sorry. Stafford and Burrow. The 1 year, both number 1 picks.
Yeah,
I just
Burrow,
noticed
the
that.
first overall.
Yeah, first overall, not number 1. First overall. So yeah. So let's talk about the games yesterday. We had we'll start with the Baltimore Kansas City game. Baltimore loses at home 17-10 to the Kansas City Chiefs. It was 14-7 in the first, I think, 10 minutes, and after that, both teams combined for 6 points, not 9 times, 6 total points. So it was a defensive game or a boring game. Like I said today, I agree with Eric. If that was the Titans and Redskins on a Thursday night, people would be up in arms like, "Oh my God, what a terrible game!" Nobody called it a terrible game. It
was a great game.
It was okay.
a pitcher's duel.
It was okay. I just think we talked earlier about it. I think the game was played at a different speed by the Chiefs. But go around and then your idea.
That's a great point though,
Chiefs.
because baseball does that same thing.
Yeah.
If you get a 1-0 game in the middle of the season, everybody's like, "It was the boringest thing I ever went to."
Pitcher's duel, great game at the end.
Yeah, in the World Series
Game 7 and what was that, 91?
Yeah,
the Jack Morris game.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest games ever watched. It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
You got somewhere to go, Scott? Keep looking at your watch.
It's Dame time.
It's Cavelli time. I already kind of gave my take on that game. It was, and again, I didn't sit and watch it. I had just gotten back, but when we're doing things and you're glancing at the TV and everything you see is either just it was just that was my ugly Willie. It just, especially the Ravens, it was just kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs defense played great. They won ugly, and the Ravens just were ugly. That's kind of the way I looked at it. And, and I didn't have any confidence when we made our picks. I said it. I have no confidence in Lamar Jackson in the playoffs.
And you know what? Ed actually
None.
looked at me when I picked them, and he goes, "Are you going to actually?" I go, I've been talked into it, and I should have went.
Drank
my
the
gut
Kool-Aid.
has never been. You don't. I don't trust Lamar
No.
since the year the Titans.
Yeah, but I don't think he lost the game for them.
Picking through the
I think a
was
lot of
terrible.
it,
some picks.
the running backs had 5 carries.
But the fumble at the goal line, that's not his fault.
All right. So if he doesn't fumble there, we're talking about it's easy to say if this didn't happen or that didn't happen. But I mean, if he doesn't fumble that ball.
How many times are we saying though that Brady's guys lost him the game?
And plus he got strip sacked.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Early in the game.
I'm
holding
just
on the ball
saying.
too long.
Yeah, the dude that strip sacked him's got a torn ACL.
Yeah, and it's a shame for them. That's going to hurt them. He's
Right.
he's an underrated pass rusher.
Right.
He really is.
They didn't run the ball well either. I mean,
I don't think they tried.
believe
as
me,
much.
I had Gus Edwards, and I lost by like decimal points, and
And
that's
He lost by 0.6.
And I will say this.
all right.
I will say this.
Karma will come back to me at some point.
I will say this. Yeah, well, because Gabe Davis.
Yeah,
There it
Gabe
is.
Davis was
Yeah,
a-
Gabe Davis.
Gabe
payback
Davis
was this year.
had like 28 touchdowns in that one game.
He needed 4 touchdowns to beat me by
Yeah.
3 points. He got 4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
He beat
I know,
me.
that
I
was-
thought I
yeah.
got knocked out.
So,
it's the same way.
it comes
and
around.
You won that year.
I won the whole thing
So-
that year.
so-
Yeah.
And didn't Olindo Mare kick a field goal that year too?
No, that was against Olsen.
Yeah,
like
that
twice
was
in that year.
2 years, 2 times. So I just want to add, somebody the other day, some sage at this table would have won us millions of dollars. He picked the Chiefs by 7. By 7. This guy next to me. If we'd have put $100 on it, we would have won like 110.
Sure, he just
No,
didn't
I don't know.
belch and 7 came out of his mouth.
No. I said +4. He said +7.
Hmm.
So
Well,
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I think that's.
And I
the
was
thing.
at DraftKings too over the.
Yeah, you
the-
should.
there was a DraftKings bar right at TPC.
Oh, I'm not finished with your prognostications.
and I went to a Barstool Sports sports bar. Was pretty cool. Yeah.
What was the big thing for me is that I was surprised how Chiefs ran the ball really well yesterday. They ran the ball very well.
Yeah.
Pacheco is
Running angry, right?
Yeah, he's angry elf.
You know what? I
He's
didn't
the
even
angry
realize,
elf.
was he banged up going into the game? Because all of a sudden that
Ankle.
morning I go, Pacheco's, look at my phone. It says Pacheco will play today. I'm like, I didn't know he wasn't going to play.
I mean,
He's had ankle problems the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
and I asked this question yesterday to a couple of people that were here, but I'm going to ask, I guess, Willie. Well, you guys can chime in again. So you have Patrick Mahomes in his he's been in 6 AFC championship games now. Every year he started, he's been in the AFC championship game.
Mhm.
We were told and I think all of us at this table had him dead in week 12. Like there's no way they're going
Christmas.
anywhere. I do we all agree? In week 12, nobody here was going to
Well,
say
when we started,
they're going to the Super Bowl. There's no way nobody was doing that.
When we started doing the top 5,
They weren't even in it most of the time.
Sometimes they were in our bottoms, and then a lot of weeks they were out.
Right.
So I've been keeping track. I wrote them down.
Yeah.
December 5th, I had the Chiefs as number 5, and that was the last time they were in my draft.
Yeah.
So
top
that's
5.
1, 2,
Probably
3,
the same with
4,
the rest of us.
So
5, 6 weeks.
Probably besides Chiefs fans and themselves, nobody else was putting them in there. Even nobody was. And
No.
do you think that now Mahomes is, like I said, Andy Reid has been in 10 conference championships now in his career. 10. 4 with the Eagles, went to one to get to a Super Bowl, lost that Super Bowl, obviously. Now he's been in 6, and he's 4-2 in those championship games now because So are we turning the page and maybe saying we just got talking about Belichick, but is Andy Reid maybe the guy? You think about it, he's been in 2 different places and succeeded in 2 different places.
Right.
I mean, he didn't win a Super Bowl in Philly. I get it.
But he went to 4 straight.
But you would have took their success probably, I guess. It sucks losing. But
here's my answer.
Didn't he go to 2 Super Bowls with the Packers too as a coordinator?
He was a quarterback's coach.
Or quarterback's coach, that's right.
He would have been in 2, 1-1. Here's my answer to that. Canton is building. It's a little bit wider space for his head because it'll have a cheeseburger and
nuggies
or some nuggies in his mouth. But he's a surefire. He's a Hall of Fame coach.
But my other question wasn't these guys was about Patrick Mahomes.
This is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was unattainable probably 2 years ago. Can he attain what Tom Brady did?
Why not?
The pace is kind of getting close.
He's 28. He could be 4-2 after this Super Bowl.
Right.
He got four Super Bowls. Tom Brady has 7. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Willie wants to answer.
And if you think about this, there's a lot of parallel with Brady because Brady, remember, he didn't always have the best wide receivers.
No.
He
always had good tight ends.
Good tight ends, but
great defense on the other side of the ball.
Yeah. But he's kind of in the same boat, don't you think?
Yeah, but look at his. I think Reid had a lot to do with that because his first 15 scripted plays, he set it out to all his playmakers. He set it out to Kelsey, to Rice, and Pacheco. So he set up his playmakers, and those were the only guys that caught passes until later in the game. That caught passes, ran the ball. I mean, really, those were the 3 guys they leaned on.
Yeah.
And Kelsey might retire after this year if they win the Super Bowl. Reid might retire after winning the Super Bowl this year too. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but that's the rumor right now.
We're talking about
for Matt Nagy. Huh?
We're talking about Mahomes. So Mahomes, if he wins this Super Bowl, he's got 3. He's lost 1 or 2. 1.
He'll have 4 Super Bowls.
He's 1-1 right now, right?
He's 2-1.
2-1.
He's been in 3 out of the last 4 Super Bowls he's been in.
Yeah, I mean,
he won in 23
if he
last
wins,
year.
If he wins this year, that is a really good
you're
question.
right.
That's a really good question because I would say it's very possible.
I mean,
very possible. He's still young.
And do you have something, Willie?
I was going to say he's better than Manning, right?
Peyton Manning?
Peyton won 2.
Yeah. And Mahomes is the first quarterback to start 4 Super Bowls before the age of 30.
Oh yeah, he could start 5.
Yeah.
Well, Brady
got 2 years left, right?
Yeah. Brady had 15 more years. When did Brady play? To 43,
42, 43?
Well, there was a couple gaps in Brady, not large gaps, but a couple gaps in Brady's career where he didn't go to
I'm going to say right now
championships. I mean, it was a year where he didn't go to the playoffs. It was a year that he was injured. Like all that stuff now, how does Mahomes weather that same storm? How does he play till he's 44 years old?
Right.
That's exactly what I'm going to say. I don't see it happening. I mean, he's great, and he might win like 5, say. How many did Brady win? 6? 7. I mean, that would still be amazing. Yeah. But he's going to lose Andy Reid here in the next year or 2, probably. I don't see Reid staying along that much longer.
It's Belichick, though. Who knows?
Then if he gets, but Belichick's 107.
Right, 76.
So, I mean, I love Mahomes too, and I don't know. It's just too much. Like you said, there's too many storms to weather over the years. He's still young. I mean, he hasn't had an injury yet. There's
right, or a divorce,
or an inflated football scandal.
Right.
So there's a lot that happens, and he's already made his bag.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to play. I mean, it's obviously not for the money.
And the big thing too, I mean, it's just hard. They just have such a good structure that they've built in KC because this is the team that then they got to the playoffs and the Dolphins. Well, and I don't think nobody here was really. Some of you might have picked them, but we all felt the Chiefs would win that game with the weather and just the way the Dolphins defense was beat up. And to be honest, the Chiefs really weren't that impressive in that game against the beat up defense. They put up 26, but it was only 18 late in the game. They were kicking field goals all night. They couldn't score a touchdown. Then next week, then all of a sudden it's like, well, they're done. They can't win on the road. Buffalo Bills are our hottest team in football. They're going to win the Super Bowl. Right. Well, they go on the road. They're 2-0 now. Right. And it's just this. It's like I'd say yesterday, watching this game and the speed. Mahomes is like sprinting around like he's a second coming of
Brock Purdy.
Lamar Jackson, or
he was running the ball well.
Like it's like it's different gears. Like the whole year they sat there and just said, I don't want the broccoli. I'm gonna eat it all now.
Right.
It's just like they play with their food all year, and
he made the plays at the end.
Holy crap! This is a team. This team might look better than some of the teams they've won Super Bowls with. It's weird.
They know how to win, man.
And it wasn't impressive yesterday, but they're in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So we'll make our picks for the Super Bowl next week. Obviously, we've got a week off. But anything else about the rate? Oh, my ugly. That was my ugly. My ugly was Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, and not because he didn't do everything wrong, but my ugly is after he threw that pick. That was not a great pick, but as soon as he threw his helmet down in disgust,
I hate that.
Game was
over.
Yep,
I agree.
I saw that. I hated that
it was
so
done.
much.
He was, and he couldn't be mad at nobody else because he had time in the pocket,
right?
And he threw into triple coverage. That was nobody's fault.
Yeah.
But it was his.
You could say a pass interference possibly in there, but it still is a horrible throw into pass interference.
I agree to him. A lot of things could have went different in that game. You can't really blame all, but the perception he gives is just that he's just and it's almost, and I get it,
immature almost.
Well, I think the pressure's getting to him.
Yeah.
He's this high guy, made all this money. He begged for, he pounded his fist, threatened people, didn't want to go back, got his money, and they got here, and he couldn't finish it against a team that everybody thought wasn't as good as they were.
Right. Because he's trying too hard. Maybe,
Yeah.
Well, here's the
and the coach the coach did no favors by not running the ball enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
they
had 6 carries.
Yeah.
No, okay. So we just bashed him a little bit.
Well,
but most of the season, most of the pundits said, "Oh, maybe Lamar's, maybe he's a different person now, yada yada, all that kind of stuff." Is he still going to win the MVP? He's going to, because these playoffs games
don't
have
matter.
nothing to
It's a
do with
regular
it.
season award.
Is he winning the MVP? Is that a done deal?
I think so.
Did the pundits?
And I never liked that. I never liked him for the MVP.
Didn't they vote for it already?
Yeah, it's done.
It's done.
Last game of the season, it's over.
I
didn't like it
I
either.
disagree with that. The way that they do it.
Who would you vote
McCaffrey.
MVP?
I've been saying it all season. McCaffrey should be the MVP.
Let me ask you a question. If you had to rank, I'm going to tell you right, if you had to rank the quarterbacks in the playoffs that started every game, I'd be hard pressed to take Lamar Jackson over all of them. The only guy I might take him over is Flacco just because he's more athletic. That's it.
Yeah.
I would not take him over Love, Purdy,
Tua,
the 3 guys that play
because his playoff.
Tua. I want to take him over none of those guys.
His playoff history.
But those guys can play. They play offense. And I said yesterday, and I'm not doing this compared to Bear players, but he is no different than Justin Fields, just with better structure around him. That's it. He is Justin Fields with structure. That is it. I'm telling you.
You called that one play. He was just said that, and then he ran around, and then he created a sack.
Yeah, he ran. He had spot to go, and he on 3rd and 4, he lost 4 yards.
And Scott's like, that's just like Justin Fields.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
it's like Jordan Love in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's this. If you looked at all the quarterbacks, we haven't done that. But if you looked and ranked them, I even before this weekend, you might have put him. You would have put him at the. He would have been in top 5.
Take Baker Mayfield over him.
No, you're right. But he probably would have been in my top 5 quarterbacks in the playoffs. Yeah. Every quarterback in there.
You wouldn't have had Flacco.
I would have probably, to be honest, but I would have put even maybe Jordan Love-ish because you don't know what Jordan Love is going to do. When the playoffs started, maybe we'll put Jordan Love there. We'll put them together because Lamar is dynamic when he wants to be. He can be. But are you taking him over the guys yesterday? Purdy going in, and I know Purdy wasn't battle tested, but he proved it yesterday, I guess. But you had Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, you're taking him, and Goff. I take Goff over Lamar Jackson in a heartbeat. If he's clean, he played a great game against Jamal
Stafford.
We'll get to
Stafford's Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard pressed to. If you think about it, you don't really think about it. It's like, I might not rank him. Lamar, and I'm not picking on the guy because
for a playoff, you're talking for a playoff.
I take C.J. Stroud hands down over Lamar Jackson.
So he's a rookie. Let me ask you a question, Scott. Why, if we rewind to last week, you were the one that was the highest on the Ravens. You're like, I think it's going to be a blowout. Why did you think that last week?
Defense.
You thought the defense
would not allow Kansas City to move the ball. That's why I was on.
And
And I thought if they got the lead, they could run the ball in KC and they would just take the game over.
create some turnovers.
I said they
probably.
went by double digits, but my thing was they're up by 7. At the end, they get a cheap one or kick a field goal. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
I wasn't thinking
Yeah.
they're gonna pound them all game. But their defense let them down yesterday too. Couldn't stop the run.
Right.
Mhm.
Too many stupid penalties.
Yeah.
God awful penalties.
8 for 95.
Yeah, and the Roquan
Ugly.
Smith on the offsides was a smart play to give him unnecessary roughness for knocking the guy back. It happens all the time, but they
Mhm.
gave it to him because of what he was doing. Well, it's your rules. I'm not breaking them.
And that didn't hurt either. That didn't matter.
They
It was
got a
just
first down. The game was over anyway.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
2 runs and it was over.
But it was a great. I'll tell you what, that was great coaching to kill the downs, so they couldn't get that first down, so they had to start from 1 again.
Mhm.
Great thinking. When we saw it, we were like, "What the? Wait a
Yeah,
second!"
I'm like, yeah, that's,
Harbaugh
that's
over
an extra
there,
10 yards, or
like a
first and 10.
hamster up above his head spinning
First
there.
and 10. So so that's that. So Baltimore will be in February 11th. We'll be in not Baltimore. I'm sorry, Baltimore. The Chiefs will be in San Diego. Holy cow!
Jeez, keep trying.
Right in
Keep trying.
Vegas.
Woo! Are they playing at
I'm
Qualcomm?
drinking non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, I had one question too. When Lamar threw his helmet, was he still on the field?
No,
he was just on the sidelines? Because
He-
they were making a big deal about him not calling this penalty, and I was like, why didn't they call him for taking his helmet off and throwing it?
He was.
He was
off
on
the
silent.
field.
Okay,
Yeah,
he was.
yeah.
I don't remember.
Lamar played bad enough where if you didn't know better, you think he was on the take because he wasn't running the ball.
But that's not.
I mean, seriously.
That
I mean,
1/3 and like
Oh,
4 when he just like ran and had his gap and then he kind of ran backwards and went this way and came
Right.
back and there was 3 guys there.
Yeah.
And he didn't even throw it away. He just like took the sack.
He was like, I'm gonna, and then he took a sack on the next play too.
So that was 3rd. They had a punt. It was 3rd and 4. It made it 3rd.
Was
and
that
8.
the okay? Then
They could have maybe thought about going for it there, but when it made it 3rd and 9, I was like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, we kind of whatever. But other thing the offense didn't do, they didn't use him as a runner a lot yesterday either, which they need to use him on a lot of run plays. It's the playoffs.
Who, Lamar?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get him out in
that's why I
space.
grabbed him in fantasy.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be running a lot.
Yeah, I agree. That's
Yeah,
why I
but-
thought they would. But I was my pick was based on defense though.
Yeah,
I was,
that makes
plus
sense.
KC's defense is no slouches too. But I just
They
thought-
really stepped it up. I mean, that was impressive. They really did. They
Mhm.
pretty much won that. I mean,
They won the game the first
yeah,
quarter and a half.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
they put Lamar.
Yeah.
Lamar got in his own.
Coach Spags.
Lamar was in his head.
Right.
Yeah.
Lamar was in his own head all day.
Yeah.
So
So if the Chiefs win, they will become the first team to win back-to-back Super Bowls since
the Denver Broncos.
Nope.
Well, the Patriots. I'm
Yeah,
right.
and
Broncos were before that.
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20. Yeah. I
Patriots did it a couple
yeah,
times.
there's only been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only been 7 teams: the Packers, the Dolphins, Steelers twice, Niners, Cowboys, Broncos, and Patriots.
Did the Patriots do it twice, back to backs?
Yeah, 2003, 4. Oh, twice.
Did
No, just once.
Okay.
Wow, that's
that's
crazy.
right. They had the
They lost to the Giants. I think that was
Yeah,
one
they
of
had-
those Giant
'cause
losses.
they had to
some
run a
losses,
3,
right.
didn't they? And they lost one in between.
they lost one in
Yeah,
between.
they might have. Yeah.
Let me look.
No, they lost to the Eagles. They lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. Remember?
No.
Was that Philly special?
Yeah, that was Philly. That was the Patriots.
Okay.
Because don't you remember the meme
Nick
with
Foles.
with Nick Foles and Eli Manning pushing Brady in the stroller, saying, "Here's my 2 daddies."
So let's talk about the
Because Patriots lost 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
2 to the Giants, 1 to the Eagles. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Eli Manning, Patriot killer.
I got
Yeah.
one more thing.
Yes.
Kansas City can become the first team seed. Or no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Kansas City is only the 3rd team to reach Super Bowl 4 times in a 5-year period, joining the Patriots and the Bills.
The Bills. Oh yeah.
4 in a row.
Yeah.
4 in a row. Wow.
Marv Levy.
Yeah, you remember when the AFC Championship game used to be the second place game?
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
that years ago?
Yeah.
It used to be a second place
Pretty
game.
much,
Whoever won
yeah.
that was getting second place. Didn't matter who you played in the
Yeah.
NFC. You
Yeah.
were losing. And you were losing big. Wasn't
it was
going to
pretty
be
much-
close. You were losing big.
Yeah,
was
the
pretty
Niners
much
were
the
putting
ni-
up 55 on you.
it was the 90s.
Yeah,
was the
Washington
90s.
beating the crap out of the Broncos
Yeah.
that one year.
Yeah.
Doug Williams.
Niners,
did
the
an
Cowboys,
AFC team win in the 90s at all?
Yeah. AFC?
In the 1990s.
The 90s. Let's see. Well, yeah, the Broncos beat the Packers.
Oh,
and
yeah,
went back
ended
to
up the
back
decade,
and beat the Falcons next year. The Eugene
But is that the
Eugene
only
Robinson
team?
game? Eugene Robinson.
Yeah, is that the only team to win?
Yeah, it was all. Yep, the Niners, Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, Niners,
That's
Cowboys,
dominance there.
Packers, Broncos, and it ended. And then it was Rams, Ravens, Giants. So it started mixing up in the 2000s.
Yeah, it's been
Patriots
pretty
started
well
getting
mixed up.
going, and so the late game was 34-31. the 49ers come back 24-7 at halftime, and they end up beating the Lions 34-31. Kind of a tale of two halves and different things in the game.
Kind of.
There's a lot to talk about. We'll let Willie start on his feelings on.
I got nothing to say. No,
obviously we know your
Get your
feelings.
popcorn.
It sucks they lost. So
Yeah, no, it was.
Sucks, but what's your feelings on a lot of stuff that happened in the game?
Yeah, you look at the crazy catch by Ayuk.
Yeah. Off an X-Bears face.
Right. and then you turn around and get the ball back and you fumble it. I think that right there was like even not going for the fourth down, but this is something he did all year.
That's what I said.
And if you don't believe in it, then I guess you're on a bandwagon with him.
And the thing I said during the game, the first one he went through, it was a drop ball.
Yeah,
should have been caught.
They didn't execute the plays that they were They had 2 picks that they should have had. Which I know teams drop it, but the Niners didn't drop any.
Right.
And then Josh Reynolds dropped 2 balls in big situations, and he was on the sidelines laughing away.
I don't kick him in the balls.
And I saw somebody today was like, "Well, the Lions got to go out and get a top receiver this year," and I'm like,
"What?
They've got 2 big ones already, and Reynolds ain't one of them."
And they got Laporta.
Yeah. So Jameson Williams just ran like a 60-yard touchdown to start that game.
Right, and Goff missed some passes there. There's a couple
wide
open guys.
I thought Goff played well, though.
I thought he did play well, but
played
there's a
well enough
couple,
to win.
Yeah.
The 49ers played really dominant in the second half.
Second half,
they look like a very good football team.
You talk about adjustments. You're making adjustments.
Right. I just think the Lions, we talked about earlier, I think the Lions didn't attack the edges enough in the second half. They could have the edges anytime they wanted them. Right. They did not attack the edges running the ball. They quit. They kept going to the middle. And they had crossers all day if they wanted them. They just didn't. And the pressure got a little more in the second half, but not much. And I thought Goff, did he throw any? Did they have any besides the fumble? They have an interception.
I don't think he threw a pick. No.
They had just the one fumble. That's the only turnover in the game, right?
Right.
So it was a pretty clean game from that aspect. And I the big play that nobody really talks about, and they were talking about today, is how about the punt that could have been down to the 1 yard line?
Yep.
You don't think about that.
That play was
a 99-yard drive compared to because the first play has to be a run.
Right.
Then if you don't get a much second, but now you're at the 20. Well, now the playbook's back where it is. I mean, that's a big. That's kind of a play nobody talks about. That was a huge play. And the Lions had a lead still then at the time, I believe, or it was tied, or it was close. Or
everybody's arguing with the ref right now.
So
it's crazy.
I don't know. I think it was a weird game, and I agree. Campbell, he did it all year, and I mean, to not believe in it, I guess I understand things.
He didn't change. He didn't change his philosophy at all.
I mean, the week before, it's like the pack. Lafleur does the same on 4th down, then take points when you're in a lead. I mean, it's same thing. I mean. And you look at it this way.
Very similar.
If you're thinking about it, I mean, last week the Packers, I even said the same thing. Well, you figure the 49ers are going to figure it out eventually.
Right.
So Campbell's probably thinking they're going to get figured out eventually. 3 points. But the radio guy on the radio today, Brad Biggs, like I said, I'd listen to, and he said the biggest thing I kind of agree with is the first field I didn't go for was more important, I thought, than the second one, because they just got 3 San Fran. If you come down and get 3, you're back where you started, and with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, or 6 or 8, or whatever the hell it was. So I don't know, but I guess if I'm gonna get Staley shit all year, I gotta give Campbell a little shit for not. But he was a little more successful doing it than Staley ever was.
I think there's a time and a place. I think if you'd been at home, absolutely, you go for that,
right? Yeah.
You
but if you're at home, you probably kick the field goal. Maybe he didn't trust the kicker. I don't know. I have no idea.
Right.
I didn't even know they had a kicker, until somebody mentioned it today. They had a kicker. I thought maybe they were going without one.
That would put me in the final round of.
Badgley, you had him?
Yeah, I had the kicker there. There was so many things that. Well, although then Jameson caught the touchdown, but then I'm like, oh, but he has Foles, and so it just the thinnest little margin, 0.6.
Rick needed that field goal at the end.
For money.
For money, yeah.
Yep.
And then they got the touchdown.
Yeah. So it was interesting game.
It was. I mean, aside, if you're not a Lions fan, whatever, it was a great game.
Yeah.
It was a pretty historical game. I thought it was a good one. That's when I finally was able to sit down and watch some football. Was that game? I thought it was pretty exciting.
It's a great season for the Lions.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
it's their best season in your life.
Right?
I ran into two. When I was in Arizona, I ran into 2 different Lions fans. One, as I was waiting for my buddy to pick me up at the airport, he has the Lions pull over and chit-chatted with him forever. He was so excited, just so you could just, he was an older guy. He was just so like, oh man, this never happens to us. I felt bad for that. I feel bad for you as obviously you're my friend, but bad for that guy that I talked to for 3 minutes. And then I talked to there was a group of Lions fans when I was hiking, and I talked to them for a couple of minutes, and they were, they seemed really excited.
What's
younger generation, but
it wasn't that be called a
pack of lions?
No, there's a name for a group of lions.
Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Should have said a pride of Lions fans. Would have sounded cooler.
definitely.
That was awesome.
Damn. Can you rewind?
Oh, wait.
So as I was hiking, I saw a pride of lions. Nice looking girls. What's a female lion? A lioness. Whoa. Lion. They were a pride of lionesses.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of makeup for a hike.
Yeah. Gotta look good.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna run into.
Yoga pants and
Eric's like, you brought a lot of makeup for a hike. I brought a lot of Viagra.
Oh, you got Peronis.
Wow.
One last time.
How come he gets a bell?
One last time.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
That was from his opening year.
Yeah,
that was in the
2 years
Hard
ago.
Knocks.
Yeah.
So I think they're. We'll obviously talk about picks next year, but
Yeah,
I think they're going to be.
fine.
They'll have a chance next year.
I totally disagree with that. I think St. Brown had an incredible season.
Yeah,
right.
He's a top-notch receiver.
I don't think they threw to him enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
Second
couldn't
half,
throw
he
to
Well, I
him.
mean, look at those two. Golf had 2 passes where you underthrew his receiver by a ton.
Yeah, because he's
So-
throwing off his back foot.
Right.
Because they were putting pressure on him, and he likes to sit
Yeah.
tight in the pocket. He doesn't want
He's
to
a
move.
concrete feet.
Yeah.
I still think he played good though.
He did. Yeah, I thought.
I mean, both quarterbacks. Brock Purdy. His feet. Is
Oh my
what
God.
won the game. His feet
Yeah,
at the
he
end.
can move. Yeah.
2 20-yard runs.
Yeah.
And they had him as a sack, and he just
Same. It's like
game
Mahomes
inches.
had a couple nice runs at the end of the game too to
Game
close it out.
So you know what? If the Lions would have been the first game, Jackson would learn something.
Yeah.
Jace sent me this.
Jace right here.
The only quarterback from the 2018 class has made the Super Bowl. Not Lamar, not Josh Allen, or not Baker Mayfield. Brock Purdy.
That's something else.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Sam Darnold. Sorry, wrong guy. Sam Darnold's in the Super Bowl.
Well,
Oh.
I got another thing too. If Christian McCaffrey wins the Super Bowl, like his dad did, they would be the second father-son duo to win the Super Bowl. Who's the first?
Matthews.
Nope.
Yeah, Matthews played for the
Super Bowl.
Browns.
Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
and the Oilers.
Didn't who was the
Joey Porter.
No. Who is the one guy? Is it
So we're looking for
Antoine Winfield?
Nope.
we're looking for the first father and son.
Last name starts with G.
Eugene Williams and that. Forget it. Eugene Robinson. I was gonna say.
Starts with a G.
Last name starts with the G.
Kelsey.
Garoppolo.
Either
Who
one.
they play for?
I don't know.
It's names.
What positions?
Yeah, what's position?
He doesn't know.
Oh,
Gifford.
Goonies.
Father, son that won a Super Bowl.
Gabagoo.
Galactica.
well.
Just give us the name.
Okay, well, Howie and Chris,
Long.
and then Bob and Brian Grease.
Oh, Greasy.
Greasy.
Oh, yeah.
So this
Brian
would be the
Greasy
third.
won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, with the Broncos.
Yeah.
He wasn't the
Yeah.
quarterback
McCaffrey
though.
wins, they'd be the third.
His backup.
Yeah, he was the backup. Yeah.
So McCaffrey would be the third
Him and his
son.
dad would be
Right,
the third
father-son duo.
That would probably be the
Greasy was good, his dad.
yeah, but so the McCaffreys that would be the top tier of
Who was the
those.
first one you said? Longs?
Yeah, Howie and Chris.
Oh, Howie Long's
Oh, Chris.
Oh, Howie
Chris
and
was-
Chris.
Famer.
Who did Chris play for when they won?
Eagles.
Eagles.
And
Okay.
but he was a Ram. He
Ram.
was drafted by
The
the
Rams.
But no, we won with the Eagles though.
Yeah, he
Oh, okay.
He was on the Philly
so
special
Howie
team.
and Chris, that's pretty
That's
tough.
pretty good. Howie's a Hall of Fame.
Those
'Cause-
guys, those guys are good.
So is Brian Greasy.
Yeah.
I know
'Cause,
Brian Greasy.
uh,
I think
Bob
Bob
Greasy.
is. Oh
Bob
yeah.
Greasy.
Yeah.
But the McCaff, what was his name? The dad,
Eddie.
Eddie.
Easy
he was
Ed.
he was
Billy.
with Tampa Bay,
Denver.
Denver. Yeah.
Denver.
Him and
Okay.
Rod Smith. We talked about it yesterday.
because he played for Denver. Didn't he play for Tampa Bay later in his career?
I don't think so.
Maybe. I don't.
Not McCaffrey. Ed McCaffrey wasn't on Tampa Bay the year they won. Their receivers were. That was the John Gruden year.
2004.
I don't think McCaffrey's on a team. No.
Was Allscott on that team? I love Mike Allscott.
Yeah, Work done. All-Star.
Yeah.
All-Star. That was Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks.
All right. Keyshawn on that team?
Oh no, he never won Super Bowl.
No.
Oh, maybe he did.
No, I'm totally out. He played for the Giants, the 49ers, and the Broncos.
Yeah, 49ers.
McCaffrey.
I remember the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greasy sucked though. The dad. I mean, he was a Super Bowl quarterback in 1972, 1973, 1974.
Didn't Morrell?
That was a pretty good run.
Didn't he? Yeah, but
Three
one of the years he
straight.
didn't play was Morrell.
Morrell.
Yeah,
Morrell.
Morrell.
Started for the
Morrell.
Colts, didn't he? Oh, then he came to the Dolphins because he was with Shula brought him.
He was on the team that was the perfect season, right? Didn't
No,
because
a Greasy quarterback.
I thought
And
Greasy.
Morrell
I
and
thought
Greasy
Greasy
did.
got hurt before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
during it, maybe during
Well,
it.
Greasy won those back-to-back years where he beat Billy Kilmer as a quarterback and Fran Tarkenton.
Billy Kilmer.
Billy Kilmer.
Fran Tarkenton.
What?
Whatever
Billy,
happened to-
Billy Kilmer was in
Didn't
that one
Tarkenton
bar.
lose 4 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Jim Kelly are tied.
And Tarkenton, but
Kelly did all his in one stretch.
was
though.
also on That's Incredible.
Hey, he got him out of the way.
Yeah.
Was it Fran Tarkenton?
Yes.
That's Incredible?
And Kathy Lee Gifford
Yeah.
and Don Meredith.
Yeah,
No, no,
Oh, John
Davidson.
John Davidson, yeah.
Because they opened up the show, the only quarterback to lose 4 Super Bowls.
Did they?
No.
Oh, that would be awesome. And then he ran
Can you
around on,
imagine?
He was like,
and then he ran around on stage like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
Like
Throwing balls like Uncle Rico.
Come on, catch me. Come on, catch me.
he did look like Uncle Rico with
I'm a
legs.
scrambler.
I do want to talk about. Are we done with the game?
Oh, we got a lot of football in there.
I do want to bring up. I don't think we talked about Vic Fangio last week. He left next
We did.
Wednesday.
No, we talked about him.
I thought he left last Wednesday.
We talked about
We talked about Vic Fangio.
we talked about him leaving. I thought
We did. We talked about him leaving.
Oh, okay. I didn't think we knew.
he's going to interview with the Phillies or the Eagles.
third base coach.
Yeah, third base coach, defensive coordinator.
I swear he was fired. He left last Wednesday.
So they did bring George.
Oh no, because he left.
over.
He left the week after I lost. You're right. Yeah, it was a week after I lost.
All right.
So why don't we do bench warmer of the week?
Okay.
So who wants to start with bench warmer of the week? Anybody?
I'll start.
Bueller. There you go.
So I'm going to do Taylor Swift
Okay.
because she is at the games that she attends for the Chiefs. She's 9-3. Chiefs are 9-3. So she didn't sink the season. So I think she's a good luck charm. So if she makes it to the Super Bowl, they have a good chance of winning.
Okay. You know what else she did at the Ravens game? So the people that take care of the suites, it was at the end of the game. They didn't have security there to shoo these people out of there, and so the people that take care of it, they were sitting there watching. They saw Taylor Swift. And they said, "Hi, Taylor," and she walked over to him, and she had these envelopes prepared where they had like $100 in each one of them and a thank you note for taking care of the So
Yeah, she did that last week too.
Yeah.
So.
She's all season. There's been stories about her being a sweetheart.
We're gonna get on that podcast.
My favorite is and this is not my bench warmer of the week, but I just want to add to it. And then mine actually has a little bit of correlation. But Kelsey's dad said it was the first time that they met her, and they were in a box at one of the boxes or whatever. And she's like cleaning
boxes.
I knew that was good. I teed it up. She's like cleaning up after people and asking them if they want things. And Mr. Kelsey's like, I guess she didn't get the memo on being a diva, because she's just like a good, wholesome billionaire woman.
And
She's probably doing that just to get press.
I said it yesterday. Is it her fault they show her on TV? No.
right,
not
I
her
know it's
fault.
crazy.
Yeah.
People all bitching about
She's not
it.
asking for it. She never. She's just had a game cheering for her boyfriend playing football.
Yeah.
Did
like
you
any high school girl does or any pro wife does. I mean,
Right. Gasell was on TV all those years. Like no one bitched about that.
Yeah.
She's more popular
and
than
Rick made the best point last night. It was kind of
Rick made a good point.
well when we talked about
Who's
why
Rick?
can't Ed brought up, he's like, why can't these guys just date girls next door? And then Rick goes, do you want Brittany Mahomes as your wife?
Oh no,
You get someone that's
that was the greatest point I think Rick's ever made.
you get someone famous, and guess what? There's nothing. She doesn't need to be famous. She
Right.
already is, or
Yeah.
he is, or
And Brittany Mahomes wants something else, and she got fame.
yeah,
But-
I watched that quarterback show. She's not that bad. She wasn't that bad in the quarterback. show.
who's worse, her or Brooks Koepka's wife?
Kepka's
Oh.
wife, holy high maintenance. Oh my god,
Go
you
figure.
can tell the only reason she's with him because he got money.
Right.
Go figure.
Mahomes,
She's high
at least
maintenance.
they've been together since high school.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like
But-
she tagged on. She's been around with him a long time.
I knew who
Yeah.
Kepka's wife was before him because she was on some show where she was buying. Remember, I always make fun of these house shows. Oh, I'll take that $3.7 million house. What do you do? I'm an out of work model.
My
And
husband-
she was on one of these ones with her friend. And then I found out later,
It was
it was like a year later, it was Kepka's
and my
wife.
husband's an antique stamp collector.
Right. What are you?
I'm like, where's this like 22-year-old hot chick? How is she affording a beach house front property in the
Right.
Bahamas?
What do you do? I'm an endangered species groomer.
Oh, we use Dawn dish soap.
I brush shark's teeth.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I don't think what we did mention
love
though
lamp.
about the Chiefs thing. Brittany Mahomes, or not Brittany? Jesus Christ, you got me doing it now. The real woman, Taylor Swift, brought in. They calculated $331 million to the NFL this year with jersey sales.
Well, you have all these chicks.
That's why you're shower.
Yeah,
and that you have all these like
get her.
And
On
they
the
didn't show,
Taylor
they didn't
Swift
show Eminem at
fans.
all. He was there.
Yeah. You know what the best part about
He flipped the
flipping
crowd
off
off.
the crowd? Yeah.
But Eminem was there.
That's so
and they
Eminem.
didn't
It's
show him.
perfect.
I know.
I don't think they showed him once. Did
That's
they?
why Detroit lost.
Yeah. Did they show Eminem once?
I didn't see
No,
it.
it was
No.
after I
so
just saw a meme.
Detroit has made negative $300 million because of Eminem. My bench warmer
and the bad water.
They made 2 8 balls and no, that's 8 Mile. My fault.
my bench warmer of the week, a little bit tied into this, is Jason Kelsey, Brotherly Love. And so you have to kind of fight through all the Taylor Swift video clips, but there was an awesome clip of him and Travis, and they just love each other, man. It's so like Travis wears 87 because that was the year Jason was born, and it was this really cool moment. And he's just been so supportive, so I was potentially going to pick that as my good, like the brotherly love thing. I was going to talk about the Harbaughs too, but yeah, I just thought that was a really cool moment, and he's there for his brother, and his brother had a phenomenal game, 11 catches, it's just
All-time leading receiver in playoff history.
yeah.
Yep.
He played with his food most of the season too, I think. Travis Kelsey, maybe he played
You
with.
got to remember they were probably
something
double,
else,
triple
but-
teaming him
He was
because they
eating
had
a lot of tacos.
nobody else to throw to. So he's probably getting double, triple teamed every time.
But he had an amazing game. I just thought that was a cool moment.
Yep. Ed, you're a bench warmer of the week.
Herbert Coward. You guys know who that is? Willie should know this.
You're gonna tell me.
85 years old. He died.
He invented the lava lamp.
No, but you were talking about teeth before. He was the toothless guy in Deliverance.
Oh, that's right.
You got a pretty little mouth, boy.
That's exact. So he's got a real pretty mouth, ain't he?
Yeah. Okay.
He ad-libbed that line, and I mean everybody still says it to this day.
Yeah.
52 years ago, he did that line.
Wow.
He was killed in a car accident. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Killed him, his Chihuahua, and I think it was a parrot or a lizard or something. Something
Wait,
weird.
This is your bench warmer of the week?
Yeah, he's a bench warmer. He's an underdog. An underdog.
He's dead.
He's a bench warmer.
Just like birthdays, don't they have to be alive?
He ticked it.
What? So my bench warmer is more since me and Willie had a little playful jazz back and forth there with when the Bears sucked and Willie was poking fun at me.
Oh yeah.
My bench warmer week is the Lions kicker.
Wow.
Too soon? Well played, sir. Well played.
Boy, that's mean.
But hey, it was funny.
It was.
Willie's laughing.
I get it.
No,
He's a good sport because Michigan won. So
Sorry,
it's
I got
fine.
an addendum to the story. Makes it even better.
Oh gosh.
It was a pet Chihuahua and his pet squirrel were all killed in the car crash.
Oh, the
What,
squirrel.
they burned?
They have
do
a
you think the squirrel and the chihuahua are fighting the back seat? He went to get him, stop him.
Could be.
Hey, you
He-
kids!
he-
I'm gonna pull over.
He ran like a stop sign and got hit by a
Because
16-year-old
he was
kid.
messing with
The squirrel. That's why you don't have squirrels in your truck. I've done it before.
the squirrel's giving an angry tugger to him.
What was
I-
your name?
I wring their neck and throw them in the back of the truck because I know safety first.
Oh,
Sorry.
gosh.
Willie, you're bench warmer of the week.
All right. Well, we're talking about dead people.
Wow.
I think the spirit of this has got lost.
No. Hey,
No,
this-
it's
this-
spirit.
This
He said
is good. This
spirit.
is good. So
Dead.
man who was pronounced dead came back to life.
Oh,
Let me tell you how he came back to life.
squirrel.
This guy's name is
Peroni?
Here.
That's a great name.
I got it right here. I wrote it.
Peroni.
Squirrel. His
Australian
name
for
is
boner.
Darshan Singh Brar.
Oh, that's how he came back to life. I
And
get it.
He's from India.
Oh
No.
jeez! I was gonna say Switzerland, but yes,
Because let me guess, he turned into a flower, didn't like it, and came back.
butterfly effect.
Well,
Ladybug.
he'd been sick for quite some time, and his family went to go see him, and he died. Okay, so they put him in the ambulance. They're taking him to, I guess in India they do everything pretty quick there, and they were taking him there.
Except for answer their phones when you have a technical problem.
Right?
That's great.
So he was put on a ventilator, and he was turned off, declaring him legally dead. And so they were on their way to go see the family. And while en route to Nissing in India, they're driving along there, and the ambulance hit a big pothole and jarred him.
Jarred his heart.
Saw his hands start moving.
Maybe they could have tried.
He came back alive.
Maybe they should have tried with the paddles. Oh no, with potholes.
You know what
work,
though? And I've hit some in Milwaukee where I think they stopped my heart. So I guess you could jumpstart it too.
The guy said, we don't know what happened at the other hospital, whether it was a technical error or something else. But anyways,
that's crazy.
This guy's alive from.
There's been stories lately about guys
medicine.
that have been actually in the coffin.
Oh yeah,
and they've come recently. A couple of stories.
That'd
but
be
that's
a great joke to plan your friends.
But the pothole.
God, that'd be awesome.
But this guy's got willing to live,
and then just
sit up,
pop it open. I'm hot.
Can hardly breathe in here.
There is no funeral home that's going to do that though. Not one.
I'll see you from your side.
You could pay somebody enough.
It's a closed casket.
You can't tell me. Hey, no.
No.
All right, challenge accepted.
Tim walks by. All you hear is from my casket. He hears pew pew. Did you guys hear that? No. Tim walks back by. Pew pew.
Do we have to have an open casket in Cavelli's or that look he does?
I'd be like, I'm later. I was like, hey, what's up? Oh, that'd be incredible. That'd be fun. Terrible for everybody
That's a Dumb and Dumber.
Because when you really die, nobody comes to your funeral. They're like, I'm not going back. I went once already. I'm done.
Yeah, I went to the first one. It's like Clayton getting an invitation for Clayton's wedding.
Oh God.
Done it.
Been there.
Not doing it third time.
Oh, it's like the tidal wave. Twice is enough.
Twice.
So let's do birthdays.
But
oh, I forgot. Thanks.
Today is your
Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Today is the day. Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday. Today is your birthday, dear someone today.
So just a little something to say about birthdays. I think I decided to try to come up with some stupid catchy phrase, a little line here. So, growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional.
Oh,
I like that.
That describes this whole table.
It does.
That's our mantra at the basement bench warmers.
Maybe next week you can do one about shit in your pants.
I know. I love it. I love it when my mom tells me to act my age. I've never been 52 before. How the fuck am I supposed to know how to act?
What am I supposed to do, Mom?
That's great.
Willie, act your age, he dies.
Yeah. Alyssa Milano said we play on a childish podcast. So.
She said that?
She said a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
The old boner garage.
You are a ball player.
Where are we starting at tonight?
Let's start with.
I'll start this week.
There you go.
I haven't started in a long time.
You're just mad because you didn't go first tonight.
Couldn't ruin everybody else.
I gotta follow Ed's ages. Great.
That's the first time.
I'm always
69.
I always hit this one.
Great shot.
You hit it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, Ed, here we go.
Easy.
I saved this one especially. No, not really. Joey Fatone.
Joey Fatone.
Joey Fat One?
That's the guy from New Kids on the Block.
In sync.
Ah, damn it. Got a great hot dog place. His hot dog place are supposed to be pretty good.
That's
They're
what I
in
heard,
malls
yeah,
and stuff. Yeah.
Joey Fatone. 50.
He was at my Greek wedding too.
What a dick. He grabbed the bow.
Oh,
Wow.
I was like,
Wanna
holy
get closer.
shit. I was like, holy shit, that was a good guess.
I heard the table go like this. Yeah.
That was me.
Oh.
I'm going to say he's
Joey Fatone.
52.
53.
48.
47.
Yeah.
Oh.
No idea who he is. So.
In sync.
I know.
Yeah,
I've heard the name.
That name. Does
He's always on Impractical Jokers.
He was in my big fat Greek wedding.
You're still
He was the brother. He's the one that kept telling the.
I know who he is. He does a cooking show too.
Yeah.
Fresh
I've seen the.
baklava?
That's where I know him from.
They're called fat ones. The hot dog,
Yeah.
Patone
Yeah,
fat
now I
ones.
know
It's
who
a
he
hot
is.
dogs. It's like mall hot dog.
He does
place.
like regular food though.
Yeah.
I've seen that show. That's where I know him
The
from.
hot dog place look awesome.
Hey, look, girls, fresh baklava. That's
he
what,
on
that
the-
was his line or
Oh, I
something.
just had some good baklava
Is he
last week.
He's on Hot
Yeah.
Ones too, isn't he?
Hot sauce.
I had baklava at Moody's Sandwich Shop in Kenosha the other day.
Nice.
It was pretty good.
Rosamund Pike.
What?
Love
She was
her.
in Jack Reacher.
She's a Bond girl.
The
No
blonde.
idea.
The blonde.
Blonde.
33.
Is that from the first season you're talking about?
Is
No,
she-
Jack
okay.
Reacher the movie.
Is she in anything else?
Oh,
She's a Bond
in
girl.
Gone Girl.
Yeah.
That was his. I think it was.
She's
wife.
blonde,
Yeah.
big can. She's English. She's fucking hot as shit.
I don't know.
Okay,
40,
so he-
45.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't get.
I had no idea who that
I
was.
don't know who she is.
Same age
Look-
as
look-
me.
Look her up.
Look her
I
up.
was going to say
If you
60.
had said, I would have changed
Same
my
age
not
as me.
that, but I would have guessed higher because I thought it doesn't matter. I don't know what she
The
was.
name.
Just because of TV show, I was thinking more than the movie.
Tim's turn.
Tim.
Scott's favorite coach. That would be
Kyle Shanahan?
Gene Hackman.
Gene
yeah.
Hackman is 82.
I want to say he's pretty old. I want to say he's 90.
84.
92.
94.
Wow.
Man, he's that old.
I knew he was in his 90s
Yeah, I know
somehow.
it too.
Wasn't he in?
He's almost as old as Clint.
Gene Hackman. He was in
Hoosiers.
Yeah.
French Connection.
French Connection. That's what I was thinking
A
of.
lot of freaking movies.
Yeah.
Oh, Uncommon Valor.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So
And then the sequel, Common Valor.
very
in,
common. They
in the-
didn't rescue any Vietnam vets. That one. They just rescued some guy from McDonald's.
Yeah, he's
Spilled
Brittany Griner.
Spilled.
He's Royal
Common
Tenenbaum.
Valor.
Royal Tenenbaum.
We got the guns out, yeah.
Don't worry, Brittany. We didn't even bring a flag.
Griner.
You can't kneel.
Not some war hero. Brittany Griner. Mine's more of a boom, boom. Come on.
Oh,
I got 9 millimeters.
2 birds with one
All
stone.
right, Eric's turn.
Harry Wayne Casey.
Who
You know
are
who he
these
is?
people?
Casey is Casey of the Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Oh.
Oh,
Make a little love. That's not the same band.
Do a little dance.
Is that the song?
get down
Get
tonight.
down tonight. Yeah.
Wow. Pretty old, I would think.
Jesus.
Their hits were from before we were born.
If we don't know who they are, they're fucking old.
Yeah. Oh, Casey. Casey and the Sunshine
Yeah,
Band.
maybe 82.
His name was KFC, but he shortened it.
So they had hits like in the early 70s up through the mid 70s. Just say if he was 27 at the time. 76.
78.
72.
73.
Oh, I was way off.
He was younger. He had some hits young then.
Yeah.
I was thinking that music was the 60s for some reason.
No. Disco. Kind of disco.
Yeah.
era.
Mhm.
Okay.
Make a little love.
Mini Driver.
Love her.
Who is that?
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting.
Hey.
That's probably her best
Not a
role.
fan.
The best is the Family
But
Guy. Where
I shouldn't say that. I don't like her in that role.
Yeah.
Goodwill
Understandable. Not a lot of people did.
But I do like
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, I
of
liked her
that
in that
whole
movie.
movie, that's the worst part is her.
I think Alyssa Milano would have been better in that part. But anyway, go ahead.
Did you ever see the Family Guy where they're doing like filming her? And they got to keep backing up because her head's so big and they can't get her head. And it's like,
You're an idiot.
it's awesome.
I love it.
It's about as arbitrary as drinking coffee. Why don't we just eat a handful of caramels? About as arbitrary as drinking coffee. She's like, what?
Whose birthday is this?
Mini Driver.
Mini Driver.
Who's up?
Who's
Ed.
up? I'm up.
Edmund.
yeah.
Oh, she's 53.
Wow. So confident.
Mini Driver. Oh, wrong song. Holy Diver.
No relation to Adam.
Oh, Ronnie James Dio.
I want to say, you said, I'm going to say 52.
I think she's 56.
51.
54.
We were all around there.
What'd you say?
53. I was up by 1. I was so confident.
I thought she was, I'm thinking the movie came out. It was about, yeah.
I know she was a couple of years older.
You just saw the movie right for the first time?
Yeah, she grosses me out. So I was like, I would never
Why does she
date her.
gross you
She's
out?
not gross me out. I didn't say that.
She's British.
She's very unique.
Jesus.
You know what she sounds like?
Sounds like she.
From London. You're
Damn,
an
I'm getting
idiot.
slow. You sound like you're from London. Scott, you're up.
All right. We got
22. Oh, I'm sorry.
Justin Timberlake.
Ooh. Timbers.
Ooh.
He's a very funny guy.
How's it 3
He really is.
Yeah, and why was that with my penis in his hand?
You have a detachable penis.
Do we still have that chocolate?
Detachable penis.
Great song.
Great song.
So
Ed gobbled that.
Justin Timberlake. Oh, you know what?
Oh, he knows.
I'm gonna guess he's 45
53.
because he with Joey Fatone, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say 47.
Say it.
What?
I think he's from London.
You sound like
Tennessee, isn't
No, 48.
He is a whopping 43.
it?
Oh, he's a young.
You're the
he is
only.
young.
You're the only 10 I see, Eric.
Ooh.
Yeah, he dates younger ladies.
My scale's a 50 though.
Pew pew.
Bam, bam.
Who's up?
Me.
Timmy.
Pauly Shore.
He's old as fuck. 57.
Nature.
I saw him one time. He's a weirdo, but he was
Yeah, he's
funny.
a
But he's a
weirdo.
weirdo.
What did you say?
57.
I'm gonna say 62.
He's in a new movie. He's playing fucking Richard Simmons.
He's playing Encino Man.
Yeah, he is. I want to see that.
Yeah, Richard Simmons didn't give his permission.
Can you imagine
Really?
that? Like,
That's what he says. Yeah.
I met Richard Simmons.
I say, everybody get on the dance floor. No, wait, that's not Pauly Shore.
Party animal coming through.
What are you doing?
No, Weezy the Juice.
Weezy the
Nature, man.
Who are you thinking? Paulie from Rocky?
Probably from The Sopranos.
Rocco, get over and exercise.
I say it's time for some jumping jacks.
So Pauly Shore, his mom on the Laugh Factory, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Comedy
that-
Store.
Comedy Store. Yeah, you're right.
One of them.
61.
One of those comedy places. I'm gonna say he's. I don't even remember what people guess. I'm gonna say 59.
Everybody done?
Yeah.
56.
Wow.
Yeah, you
Wow.
I was off by 1.
You said 57?
I said
I'm the
57.
wrong way then.
Am I up?
I think you're
Yeah.
up. Yeah. Lauren Conrad. She was in the hills.
Oh
Oh,
Laguna
yeah.
Beach.
What was the other one you said?
Laguna Beach.
Give me another one. Because I have
The
no fucking
Hills?
idea.
Wasn't she married to that guy with the Spencer with the goofy hair?
No, that was the other one.
Oh, that's the other girl. That was Lauren Spencer.
I don't have no idea.
And she was friends with.
She's not married to Cutler?
No,
No, that was
she's
her friend.
Yeah.
That was
Okay,
Kristen
well, it gives
Cavalier.
me some
Kissing-
perspective.
She was on the
Larry.
same show, right?
I
That
think
gives
was
me a
the
little
same show,
perspective.
Lauren Conrad had a show too.
Yeah.
Okay, when you say that they're friends with the woman that was married to Cutler, that gives me something.
Yeah.
So I'd say 52.
37.
I'm gonna say 40.
43.
38.
Because
Because probably she was in that show when she was
Yeah,
like.
she was
18.
young.
idea.
She was real young.
I think she's the same age as Cavalier. I was trying to think Cutler's age. I think they were close, but he's about 38, 39. I think.
Yeah, and I shit the bed.
Ed, your favorite, Harry Styles.
Oh.
Now I
And I
know
have-
who that is.
Yeah, I know who he is, but I don't know.
Yeah,
how.
poster you have. Yeah.
No, it's Harry Balls. That's the poster. He
Yeah,
has.
we got. Thanks, Eric. I'm almost done.
I finished. Yeah.
One more, and we're
What the
Harry
fuck?
Styles. I don't even know. 33. I don't know.
I don't,
good guess.
I don't know how old he is. I mean,
I don't
he's
either.
young.
Yeah.
I'll say 30.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Oh, is that young? Is that what you thought?
I have no points.
I knew he was like, I wasn't, I don't know.
I-
There's a guess, obviously. I have no idea.
Christy Brinkley.
Me?
Oh.
Uptown girl.
Is it you, Ed, or did you just guess first?
Ed just did.
Ooh,
he did
Christy
Harry
Brinkley.
Styles.
I know the
Christian
range.
Brinkley.
I know the range.
The one
that it is.
from
69.
-2.
60, no, it's -1.
-1.
Yeah.
65.
I think she just turned. So I'm going to say 61.
Wasn't she the Uptown girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uptown girl.
See, that was that
Christmas-
that
not
album was
Christmas,
in
the
86.
original Vacation.
She was a staple, literally, for Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
Yeah,
Pepsi.
she's
Pepsi
younger.
She was
She
the.
still looks
she was
pretty
the,
good.
Oh, she looks gorgeous.
64.
Whoa,
64.
Slow
Seriously.
down, creeper.
Got it. What do you?
No. 70.
Oh, that's okay. I knew she just turned like a monumental number,
I
or
think
was
last
about
year
to.
she was her 69er.
Yeah.
No, there was that picture last year of her with
That would make sense. She's 70 now.
I know.
Well, it goes, I think last year was 69.
with her.
No, but we did
There was a
have her
picture
on.
that went viral
We didn't
last
have
year
her on
of
this. I know
her
she
with
was old.
Chevy
I-
Chase.
Chevy Chase, yeah.
And she looked absolutely stunning. I can't believe she's 70. That's crazy.
I feel old.
Wow.
Sort of
Tim?
like sperm. What?
That means she was 19. She's 18 years older than I am. So that means when I was, damn, she was 35, 34
Yeah.
when she was Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. And
Well, we were pretty young when we were.
And we were wrecking. Yeah. There goes my tube socks.
Did it go? It went from her forever. Then it went to like
Elle-
Cindy or
Elle McPherson.
Elle, but then it was
Cindy Ireland.
Crawford for a long
I was
time.
never a fan of Cindy Crawford.
But she was like the
something about it.
Elle McPherson was.
Elle McPherson was awesome.
And Kathy Ireland.
And then you got your
Kathy Ireland.
well, then you got your first Victoria's Secret catalog, and then who was it?
Hattie Klum.
No.
And then it was Brady's. What Giselle?
Giselle.
Giselle
Wasn't a
was
fan
at
of
me.
Giselle.
Oh,
Horseface.
I was like,
Horseface.
I was like,
her early
I
years
thought
in
she
that
was.
catalog.
I thought she was the
was
first transgender in Victoria's Secret when I first saw her.
Yeah.
Is that a bulge?
Cindy Crawford, though, and she's local.
Yeah.
She's from Northern Illinois.
I want to
here
tell her,
somewhere.
take here's a quarter, go down to town and get that thing gnawed off your.
Here's a quarter. Go downtown, find a rat.
Yeah, that's the Uncle Buck line.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Rat
Cindy
to gnaw that
Crawford.
thing
Cindy
up.
Crawford was a good look.
Molly Russell Swart.
Rolly Muscle
And so was
Swart,
Giselle.
yeah.
I just Kathy Ireland was, I think, my.
I
jam.
liked Kathy.
She was my
Ireland a lot,
jam.
Kathy,
too,
she's the
Yeah.
girl next door.
And Ella McPherson was until she married
Yeah,
Rod Stewart. I'm like, that's weird.
She lived next door.
No,
to me.
oh no, Rachel Hunter.
Rachel
Forgot
Hunter,
about
yeah.
her. Yeah,
Because she was, and remember what
Stacy's
video?
mom.
She was Stacy's mom.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yeah, awesome
Willie, how
video.
was Betty White in the swimsuit?
Holy
shoes?
shit, you wouldn't believe that. The
White.
darts, the darts in
what?
that.
How was Betty White? in
Here's
the
a better
swimsuit?
question.
darts-
How was Eve?
Martha Washington.
Betty
was
White
hot.
was actually good looking when she
You
was.
just had to get past that fig leaf, you know.
Yeah, there we go.
Who didn't?
I like that.
How was Juliet?
All right, Timmy. Shakira.
Shakira.
Wherever,
Isn't
whenever.
Tom Cruise dating her right now?
Tom Cruise supposed to be?
I think so.
She's supposed to go.
Dating
Isn't she supposed to go to prison?
45.
She like did some tax stuff.
Tax stuff,
I feel like
yeah.
she's yeah.
All those Spaniards do that.
How about 48?
I'm gonna say 50.
I'm gonna say 52 because I'm gonna date.
47.
Damn.
God, I've been close now.
Because I know Tom likes him young, so he's like 60.
Yeah.
All right.
You know.
Morgan Fairchild.
Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Oh, she was on.
Let's just ask my
what was
wife.
she on?
Yeah,
Was Dallas,
Morgan
wasn't it?
Fairchild.
Dallas?
Falcons Crest.
Falcon Crest or not?
Knots Landing, I think it was.
I don't know.
Falcon Crest.
Falcon Crest.
Ed smiled because he remembers spanking.
He's remembering his old socks.
Whose turn is it?
I'm still laughing at the over here. He's like, with John Lovitz stuff.
Yeah, my wife, Morgan Fairchild.
You know, you'd be-
that's the ticket.
He'd be like, telling about his. Yeah, I got in my Chevy. My Lamborghini.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was with my wife, Ruth Buzz. Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, that's the ticket. It's great.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Morgan Fairchild's got to be. If Christy Brinkley. Say maybe she's 72.
69.
Minus one.
I was gonna say that too.
That would have been a great 69.
I'll say 70.
Oh, we couldn't have two hot 69s in a row.
80.
74.
Damn. Has anybody got more than 1 point?
I got 0.
Tim's got one.
I got one that got taken away.
Yeah, I've got 0.
It was my own fault.
All
Tim's got what?
You're up.
I'm up. I can need.
Greg Louganis.
Of
course.
How fitting.
Oh yeah, old crackhead. No, he cracked head.
He cracked his head.
Cracked his
Terrible.
head.
Yeah.
Greg
That's
Louganis.
We just dropped a 14 for the censor board.
57.
Not in our house.
Oh, that's son. Is that
No,
Matumbo's son?
I don't think they're related.
I don't know. Not many Matumbos running around.
There was a lot of speculation that he'd be because they brought in that other guy, Jorger or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if Prunty is Prunty still around.
Hope he is.
I know he always steps up.
Junger's
I'm
there.
sorry. What'd you
Little
guess?
Prunty.
Because we were watching.
57.
Who are we?
Greg
guessing?
Louganis.
Oh, Greg Louganis. That was it. Was it 80 Olympics he was in? Oh, that's not that long ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they'd have been young.
no, it was not 80. That had to have been. That's
90s?
not that long ago. Yeah, 90s
92
probably.
maybe.
At least.
30, 20. What? 50. I'm gonna say 52.
I think you're closer.
I'm going to say 50.
53.
64.
Wow. Look at you, Willie.
Who's a Greg,
I mean,
Greg
just look at him.
Popovich.
Who's younger, Greg Louganis or Willie? Oh, Pop.
I just saw this.
We just saw him the other day.
You looked old.
Yeah, you look like shit.
73.
72.
75.
Ah,
Nice.
Finally.
74. Oh,
Who has Tim? You have 2 points or just
One.
everybody's got one except
Well, it's got
Frenchie over
negative
here?
one. Scott's got 0. Tim and yourself
okay.
have 1.
Let's go. Let's go.
Who's up?
Timmy.
Jalen Rose.
Oh,
He's still in the league, right?
49.
you know what? I'm going to say he's 51 because that Fab Five started college same year I did, and most people are 51, even though we're young and
Yeah,
we're 50.
we were playing below or up
Yeah.
a level.
Yeah, we always play up.
Yep.
Nolan Ryan.
Is that me?
Yeah.
83.
He's still playing like 4 years ago, I swear. So wait a second. I'm getting there.
So I was way
24 76.
Who is it?
Nolan Ryan.
I'm gonna guess he's 80.
68.
77.
He came up in
We were all over the board on that one.
69. I was trying to figure out how old he was though.
Ed.
Yeah.
Wayne Fonts.
Oh,
Cocaine Wayne.
Cocaine Wayne.
I thought he. Oh no,
He was old then.
I just mixed them up real quick with Denny Green because Denny Green passed away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
78.
74.
72.
70.
84.
Wow. Whoa.
He's younger than Pop.
So he was in his 40s.
Yeah, he was already.
Yeah.
Who's up?
I think I'm up now this
Yeah.
time.
Ed,
You just looked at him in the eyes and said Wayne Fonts.
Oh yeah, Wayne
That's right,
Fonts. Yeah,
that's
so
right.
That
it's
would be a Scott's.
I'm not keeping.
Frank Tarkington.
Oh my God, he's still
From
with
That's
us?
Incredible.
Yes.
Oh, that's surprising. Who else was on that show?
From 4 Super Bowl losses fame.
What?
What?
He lost to Bob Greasy?
I'm gonna say 77.
79.
76.
81.
84.
Whoa.
Timmy.
We're not even in the ballpark.
Fred Lynn.
Oh, Freddie Lynn.
72.
Ooh.
Nice.
Jeez.
And we got the last one for 6 points here.
The first rookie MVP.
You're the last, right?
No, one more.
Ichiro.
Ichiro.
Is it mine? It's mine, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sean Elliott.
Sean Elliott of like the basketball. Sean Elliott.
Mhm.
Elliott.
Give me a finger.
What is that?
E.T.
Elliott.
I thought that was Pat Mahomes.
No, that's his pot.
I'm gonna say 55.
Hey ho, he the Pat Mahomes.
Who are we doing?
Sean Elliott.
I have no idea who that
He
is.
played for the
He was on the
Spurs.
Spurs for a while.
56.
Winner, chicken dinner.
That's the winner.
He was-
I'm disappointed that he didn't have
Was that
Dominic
the
Hasek.
six- Was that
for,
the
uh,
6 point?
Dominic
For 6
Hasek
points.
as a person.
Is he 69?
No. How old is Dominic Hasek? Ed? I mean, Willie?
Hasek?
I would say he's got to be probably, what, 55?
Nope.
I'd say 59.
It's his birthday this week.
I'm gonna say 52.
Nope.
61.
57.
57.
Today.
Today.
Well, happy
Hasek.
birthday.
Ooh, I saw
What did he
somebody
ever do?
else's. Was it Sarah McLaughlin?
The only goalie to win 2 MVPs.
Could have been. There's a lot
The
of-
only goalie to
lot of
play for
people.
the Blackhawks.
She's like 60, I think.
They had him and Eddie the Eagle
Right,
and
and-
somebody else.
And they picked Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah.
Which at that
I
time
mean,
wasn't bad. Yeah.
So you just pick whatever ones you want, your random ones.
I do, and I try to find. See, there's always like a 69, but you guys would never know. If
Okay, who was it this?
let me look here. Who is it?
69. I got it.
You won.
I'm awesome.
I won with Sean Elliott, and I had no idea who it was, and I was under negatives.
Remember Sean? He played with Spurs. Who else he played for?
Detroit, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Sean Elliott.
Skinny.
Yeah, he
kind
was
of a
great.
skinny
He was
guy.
like he was part of that first really good Arizona team.
He started a lot.
I was thinking of Sean Marion.
Oh, the Matrix?
No, from Phoenix, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's
called him the Matrix.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
He went to UNLV.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of in my head.
But Elliott played for that Arizona. Did he play with Stoudemire? Not the
Amory.
Not Amari.
Damon
Stoudemire.
Yeah, he might have
They
been
had the
on
two
that.
good guards.
Yeah.
Who?
Miles
Elliott?
Simon?
Yeah.
Arizona. Yeah, Miles Simon.
Oh, that was a good
Or was
team.
that after that?
That was a Lute Olson team.
That was later on.
Yeah, it was like the first good Arizona Lute Olson team was like 87, 88.
Didn't they win the championship with Damon Stoudemire and
That would have been Elliott and Stoudemire because then in '92,
who was the other player?
It
Though
was
somebody
the Miles Simon Bibby.
Miles Simon. Yeah.
Was
and
92-ish,
Bibby.
93.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I was trying to think when I went to Utah when Wisconsin beat them and they had like Gilbert. They had like actually, I think they had 6 NBA players on the Arizona roster.
Yeah.
Like
Gilbert Arenas.
Arenas was a
Yeah.
freshman.
Other guy
Walton
scored
was there.
70.
Didn't they have
Didn't
a
he?
7-footer too? That was like he never panned out in the NBA, or was that maybe he
Bison
was
Dele
with
went
Bibby?
there.
He was with Bibby. There was a 7-footer, like Woods. His last name was
Lauren Woods.
and he never.
Yeah,
Maybe
he was
I'm-
a transfer from Wake
Maybe on a
Forest.
different time, but then that I'm probably wrong with this. I know they had him at one point.
Brian Williams.
Didn't they have it's possible, wasn't Judd Bushler there with them?
Yeah, he went to
Yeah.
Arizona.
He can jump out of the gym because he was a great volleyball player.
He was the one that played with Elliott on
Yeah,
that team.
he was a very good volleyball
Yeah.
player, wasn't he? He was a
Yeah.
stud.
And he hit some big time shots in the tournament. Butchler, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Cool. Birthdays are done then, huh?
Well, here's a 269ers. I don't know if you want to know.
Yeah.
So Michael Talbot.
69. Who the fuck is that?
He was on Miami Vice. And then the other one is actor Kim Zimmer from The Guiding Light.
Oh, I remember her.
Do you
It's a woman,
remember?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard the name, but I
didn't watch so.
My mom used to watch Guiding Light.
I'm glad we didn't do those.
Yeah, me too.
I try to do some
That was the first non-69 one ever.
that we've had in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always
All
at
right.
least one. If I can
Good show, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, what NBA stuff did you want to talk about, Scott?
We could talk about whatever you want to talk about. I said we talk about the NBA for a second.
One.
Doc Rivers starting tonight. Duh,
Right.
we didn't have a chance to talk about that yet. That happened pretty quick, right? That
That was-
wasn't
that was
last
like-
week. That was
was
like
it
right
a-
after the show. Maybe it
It
happened.
was Tuesday, I think.
Yeah. So Doc Rivers gets hired. Adrian Griffin gets fired.
He go.
So he is done. Doc Rivers coaching his first game tonight in Denver. We'll see how it goes. I know we always make fun of Doc Rivers. He's only won one championship and he's had about 5 chances. So,
Mhm.
and if it wasn't for a ball dribbling off the rim up and down, he might have had another shot.
Right.
But that.
Do you think he only lasts?
It still went in.
Do you think he only closes out this year?
He got a contract, like a deal.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, like there's years on it.
Yeah, I
Is
think
there?
at least a
Yeah,
few
because they
years.
said something about it. Like now they're paying 3 coaches like 2 years, and I don't know if someone's just making fun, but
No,
because he's never.
You're
There's no
right.
way his agent's going to allow him to sign a deal for the rest
no,
of the
you're
season.
right.
Yeah.
There's a deal. He wouldn't have just.
No.
There's no way he was just. If he's
His-
going to come somewhere, he's signing a multi-year
Yeah, his
deal. I
agent
knew
is
that
going to
right
allow him to
away.
sign an interim coach being Doc
I don't know the
Rivers, yeah.
details of it. I mean, but it's a few years at least.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
like, well, they have to sign him for years. So no
Until Giannis gets tired of him and gets him fired.
Next week.
I'm sorry, I'll stop.
Or Middleton, really. I mean,
Middleton, get rid of Middleton.
okay. So my take is, I mean, we went the next night and they played pretty intense. They played great that Wednesday night. They were really focused.
The first game against Cleveland, right?
Yeah, and I didn't. So when I was in Arizona, my buddy and I, and we were out and stuff. So when we came back, we watched them kind of in fast forward. So we just wanted to see what was going on. So I didn't get a good feel for how they played. Obviously, they kind of choked a little bit in that second game with Cleveland, and then you were there against the Pelicans. But you say the Pelicans' defense is terrible, so it's hard to judge. Right now, they're hanging with the Nuggets in Denver. I mean, that's a good sign.
Yep.
I haven't been able to focus on, obviously, with the Nuggets having 60-some points, how good really is the defense.
And they're
But
playing-
what do you
As they
expect?
turn the ball over. Oh,
What do you
Wait, hold on.
expect against Denver
Yeah,
from a defense? Even if it was a really, really great defensive team, what do you expect against the Denver Nuggets?
Right.
I expect them to compete and win.
Do you expect the game to be
Do you really?
65 to 4,
I mean, they're supposed to be an Eastern Conference
65 to
top
48
3
right now?
team, right? Shouldn't
Right.
they compete with the best in the West?
If it's the score is 65 to 48, we're saying the Bucks have a really good defense.
I'm just shocked that their top 3 is playing in Denver because not all the top 3s play in Denver.
That's a good point.
That's crazy. I don't know. I mean,
I think
we don't have a crystal ball. I mean, Doc Rivers.
I think I did see an article. This might be one of the better teams he's coached in the last few years. People have pointed out that some of those teams had a bunch of head cases on the teams.
Yeah,
I mean, this team is, to be honest, they seem like they get along overall as a team. They don't have like a Harden running around because Harden, he was on that team, right?
There's no conflict. There's no internal conflict between the players.
And I'm not giving Doc Rivers a bailout because I'm not a big retread guy. I hate it. So
right. Well, I mean, the NBA is notorious for retread coaches. I mean, they're to me, I would put the NBA and then baseball like 1 and 2 as far as like retreads go.
Yeah.
So
hockey's pretty bad too. There's a bunch of them. You know?
Yeah, the NFL who was always trying to flavor of the week.
Right.
Trying to find that. Oh, gonna get that guy.
The hot coordinator, a college coach. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, something had to be done. I'm glad. That's the one thing I'm glad. And I was almost gonna. I think when it happened, I was gonna like, oh, I'm picking that as my good. The fact that, and maybe it did happen on Monday. Because did we talk about it? Or no, it happened after.
It happened after. It happened
Yeah,
Tuesday.
because I was gonna say one of my goods is that my teams that I root for, didn't dick around and pulled the trigger on firings this year. Joe Barry, even after the success in the playoffs, let's just we saw what it is. Let's pull the trigger and get rid of him. And the Bucks understood that they made a mistake, and they pulled the trigger and got rid of the guy. And they did that with Kidd too, when it was just enough is enough with Jason Kidd.
Kidd was,
even though they were actually still a competitive team, and that was only like a month left in the season, and they pulled the trigger and fired him. So they're not dicking around.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm surprised Kidd got a job after his whole history with Milwaukee. So who was it that he made basically go crazy?
Oh, that guy, the big guy, the big man that left for a year.
Right.
He was
Ilyasova
signed a contract and then said I'm done, and he came back like a couple years later and played for somebody, not the Bucks.
Larry
yep.
Larry Sanders.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, Larry Sanders. He kind of had a couple screws loose.
Well,
but yeah,
Kidd unscrewed him.
Yeah. He's like Phillips or Flathead.
All right, both.
He didn't Loctite him.
the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I'm happy that they pulled the trigger because it wasn't working out with Graf.
Yeah, it's my favorite time of the NBA season for the next 2 weeks when all the trade theories get thrown out and see who the Lakers will pick up for their.
Oh, and the All-Star game for you as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have 2 Bucks as starters. That's
Stoudemire's first start ever, I believe was his in the All-Star game.
Who's?
I'm Lillard.
Is it really
first start?
Talking
you think about
it,
he's always been with Curry and those guys in the West. He got there, but
That's
I think
crazy.
Andy, trying to show Andy Heber told me that the other night. First start.
I believe it.
A lot of people are upset that Jalen Brunson didn't get to start over.
I agree.
I don't.
Brunson's had a great year.
Brunson has had a great
year.
year.
And I think Brunson's number 1, where he's kind of a 1A and he's a 1B and he's having a good year. So I'm a Bucks fan, so
I don't like that.
There's hype on him.
Perception of Brunson not being a 1A guy for
No, but he's getting all the touches.
Who is?
Brunson's the guy.
I mean, he runs the offense.
That's what I mean. Where Little's got to kind of find his spots, and when he finds a spot, I'm telling you right now, watching him, I don't care. Yes, he's a shooter. It happens, but just watching him play, he needs this much room. That's it. It's crazy watching. And Brunson, don't get me wrong, Brunson's a great player too. I think Dallas is going, what do we do?
Right. Brunson's a great story too.
Yeah. But yeah, I either way, when the All-Star game, NBA to me is like any other All-Star game. It's not, baseball is kind of the most entertaining, I think, because they actually do pitch and hit in the game and do stuff.
Well,
where basketball is like just a big pickup game. It's become like real basketball.
I was going to say it's like a weekly game. What are you talking
the
about?
The NBA All-Star game's kind of fun to watch for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like
and then you're like, okay, stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
So who would win, World or USA?
World. Because they care more.
World would, yeah.
Yeah, because you'd have
if you
Jokic,
take
Doncic, Giannis.
Right.
Wow.
Embiid.
Yeah.
Embiid.
Do they need
Embiid's actually an American citizen now.
Virgin Island? Was he? Where was he born?
No, he's born in.
Oh, that's what's the name?
Haiti.
Virgin Islands.
Haiti.
No,
he's Haitian.
I know, but
Duncan was Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands.
I got
Yeah, but he'd be considered American because he's playing for the US.
So you got the 4 top players in basketball.
Yeah.
Yep.
On one team.
Don't tell
so they don't
LeBron
even
James,
need a 5th.
Yeah.
Right, and then
you'd have LeBron and Curry.
SGA from Oklahoma City because he's from Canada.
Yeah. Who's is there a German guy too? I'm trying.
Mo Wagner, the Wagner brothers from Orlando.
They're not that good.
I will break you.
Yeah, then actually,
Ivan Drago.
Oh, you got the like Sabonis and
the Turkish Hammer.
Right.
There's some guys that are still good in there.
Yeah.
Or the Polish Hammer.
I'll take the world.
Oh, Turkish.
Was he the Turkish Hammer?
Ilyasova was Turkish, right?
Yeah.
What's the name? What's the name will play for them?
World
too?
Be Free?
Enes Kanter. No, he can't.
Yeah, he can't.
Enes free.
He's hiding.
He can't leave the country.
He can't.
Yeah.
Somebody there's hits on him.
I feel bad for him
because I don't.
Why?
He spoke his mind.
Exactly.
So that you want to murder him for telling the truth. What? That's the world. That's the world we're in.
I get it.
We just get canceled on YouTube. He gets canceled with a 30-6.
Right.
That was kind of that was another ugly I had this week when I was at the Bucks game on Saturday. They brought all the 3 minutes left. I got to come in, and the last guy off the bench was Thanasis, and he got called for a travel. And Giannis was actually berating the referee over that. He was berating him. He was yelling at the referee, like not jokingly. He was in his face, like he should have got a tee. I thought with under a minute left, up by 25, and he's screaming at the ref because his brother got a travel called on him. I'm like, come on, Giannis, sit down, dude.
You know how much you have to do to get a travel called on you?
Yeah, he traveled. It wasn't not a travel. Because he's like, you know what?
Every time he comes in the game,
he's
he
like
gets
hyper,
called right away.
But he's like a hyper. He's like running around like,
he's like a spaz.
Like
he looks like us.
I could do without him.
He looks like us playing at the gym. I mean, it's crazy.
He looks like us playing at the gym.
What about Giannis scanning the QR code for the wings?
We got free wings that night.
That was hilarious.
So did you get the thing then? Did you ever get them?
No.
Yeah.
Watch my figure.
That's right. You look good.
No.
More dippers?
All right, fine.
I didn't have any tonight. No dippers.
I had some pieces.
Yeah,
those aren't they addicting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to eat the whole rest of that bag.
Yeah.
They are good. The cheddar cheese is good.
Yeah, they're good. You feel like you get a little headache after you eat them though, because it's such a crunch. It's like a lot of work. You know.
Oh,
is that female lion again?
Baseball. We didn't talk about this last week. The Brewers signed Hoskins, which I thought was a great sign. I know people are like, they're going to have him for that much money. I would have took him for that much money.
Right.
2 years, $34 million, and an opt out for the player, just like the Bellinger deal kind of was. It's a fine deal. That's what the Bellinger deal was. And Hoskins was a 30 home run guy 2 years in a row, and then he got hurt.
And it's a manageable contract, so they can flip him if they're out of
exactly.
Right.
It's and the Brewers. Sad thing for the Brewers that the last 3 years when they needed a first baseman, could have used them. Now they have him now, and I don't think the Brewers will be that good next year. Personally, their pitching's down.
Burns is going to be on the move, and if he
is, and the other guy's hurt.
Freddie Peralta,
Burns, and
Woodruff's gone. He's not even on the Brewers anymore.
Oh yeah, so
they cut him.
Didn't Burns get hurt though too?
No,
Burns I thought hurt his elbow or some shit lately.
I thought so,
or shoulder. Yeah, I think
I know Woodruff got cut.
Yeah, cut.
He did.
Did he get signed by anybody?
No, not yet. He's a free agent.
Oh, that's not a guy.
They cut him because he was injured. He had no chance.
Oh, he's the one that's hurt.
Yeah,
he got hurt and he can't come back next year.
What I would I would do is to say I'm a team like the Cubs.
Is that Brandon Burns, right?
No,
Corbin.
Where is he? Is he still with the Brewers? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Corbin is. He's a top 5 pitcher.
But I think the other guy got hurt. They just dumped him because he's shoulder. He's out
to save $10 million. So if I'm a team like the Cubs that's got money to spend, or the Dodgers or those type of teams, I try and put out a 3 or 4 year contract out on him, pay him this year,
Woodruff.
a little bit, like $5 million. He hasn't made that much.
He said
really.
Woodruff signed Woodruff did sign a 2 year deal. He can't remember the team.
Oh, did he? Okay,
so he's with somebody now.
Okay, I didn't hear that because that's what I would have done too. Is signed him a 2 or 3 year deal, pay him this year, and then hope he comes back and his top form.
So it's Burns that's still there.
Right. It doesn't say anything about him being hurt.
It was Woodruff that was hurt, I believe. Yeah.
Who's the White Sox pitcher? Dylan Cease. I guess Seattle is inquiring about him, and they're working on a deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Seattle trades and trades and trades.
Right.
Who's that? Who's that guy? Not Dipoto or
Jerry Dipoto.
Dipoto, right?
Dipoto, right.
Oh yeah, he's just he'll trade anybody. It's like you got Ichiro there and Suzuki. Can we get some rookies and a pitcher? He just trades.
It still says he's with he wasn't offered a contract. It says
so they settled arbitration 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
might be last year's. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I could be.
It says he's still a free agent. Here's the second story. Brandon Woodruff convicted of killing his parents in 2009.
That's not him.
Small town Texas. Holy shit. No wonder why nobody's re-signed him.
Yes.
He's not Trevor Bauer.
So anything else, guys?
The heater that Joel Embiid's on right now, I don't think he's had a game under 30 points since like November 2nd or November 5th.
He's been out 2 games now, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't score anything in those games.
No.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Look at him. He looks mad too, right there.
All right.
Well, Brunson's averaged what, 43 over his last 4 games.
Bronson has?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, what's his name's hurt? The lefty from Kentucky. Or Wallace, right? Not Wallace. No. I don't know. They've got 2 guys that are hurt, so he's picking up the offensive load.
On the Knicks, you're saying?
Yeah.
Randall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're saying that he's going to be back within. They thought he was going to be gone for the next 3 months. I guess it's going to be weeks now. It's not.
Yeah, I saw that. They
short,
first said months, and it's really just weeks. I saw that today.
Right.
Yeah, and congrats on your Badgers cracking the top 10.
Yeah, that's what
it.
was my good. Yep. I got the little golf from the golf world. Matthew Pavin won the what's it called? The Farmers Insurance, the Torrey Pines.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
But a cool story. One of my favorite golfers, Nelly Korda, won.
Oh, yeah.
And she battled my other favorite golfer, Lydia Ko. I think they're both just awesome. They're just awesome to watch. You want to see a perfect golf swing, watch Nelly Korda. But Korda had like a 4-stroke lead going into the final round, and she kind of started to choke a little bit. In fact, she went like +4 on the back, and then she went eagle birdie finish to get in the playoff, and then ended up having some huge birdie putt to win in sudden death. But she's fun to watch.
Does she wear a Band-Aid on her eye?
No.
Nelly?
Welcome to Nellyville.
Ooh, I like that.
She should. Yeah.
But
she's not from the STL. I'm from the Loot, and I'm proud. Welcome to Nellyville. Sorry.
Yeah, Lydia Ko's awesome. She's a little fire plug. When she gets upset, she shows her emotions.
Is she like Pacheco?
Kind of.
A little bit.
She
She's got a
threw
little
she
Pacheco
threw
in
her
her.
helmet at the last game.
And she's actually she's from New Zealand technically. A lot of people didn't know that. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The right term for a
Yeah.
New Zealand person?
I think we should start having for golf like this week. Who did the Live Tour sign? So who did the Live Tour sign this week?
What do you got? I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
Fred Couples.
Hatton, right?
Yeah, Terrell Hatton.
Terrell Hatton. That makes sense.
$63 million.
I think you're going to say Terrell Owens.
No.
Yeah, I mean their big prize that they're trying to get is his name's escaping me right now.
Nick, the one dude that sorry. As soon as I said it.
Nope. Move on, Ed. Move on.
All right, let's talk about hockey.
And we're number 6 with the censors now.
So what's his name?
Anthony Kim.
Kim.
Oh, yeah, he's been on a hiatus for
Anthony
the past
Kim.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the belt.
So close. I know.
No, you were thinking the guy. His name's spelled like NG. One of those guys.
Yeah.
I
Pop
can't
said
think.
something about Victor Hovland.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
Oh,
Victor
that's
Hovland,
my guy.
He's been in the news and he keeps denying it, but of course John Rahm denied it for you. I would never do that.
Right.
Never do that.
Denial.
It's
a river in
600
Africa.
600 million. Oh yeah, maybe I'll join the Live Tour.
Rahm's a lying. He's a liar.
Yeah.
He's from Spain. You can't trust the Spaniard.
Portuguese?
Spaniard.
He's Spanish. Yeah.
Guy.
Can't trust them.
Victor Hovland.
Him and his tapas. Give me a full meal, God damn it.
Oh, he's probably from what's the area that's trying to get to secede from Spain?
Catalonia.
Catalonia. Yeah, he's probably Catalonian.
It'll be an interesting what do they call it? The Champions Dinner before the Masters.
Yeah.
John Rahm's picking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna serve fried chicken and collard greens.
What happened with them?
Fuzzy Zeller said?
What happened with them?
Tiger Woods,
merging?
remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
happened with them merging?
Yeah.
Well, the merging, and I guess it's falling apart, but the merging thing is really just they're still going to have separate
tours,
but the merging is just the leadership thing. It's the money, it's financials, basically.
Yeah, but how can they? Isn't that considered a monopoly though? If they have
if
control of the 2 biggest tours.
Well, and it's also the DP. It's all merged.
Right.
It's all merged. It's all the tours then.
DP giggity.
Yeah.
What?
And that tour is hurting. I mean, you see how McElroy pitches
We
in
are
every
now
year
number
at the beginning of
5.
the year.
What'd you
plays.
say? DP?
Right. Well, he resigned. He resigned.
Great job, everybody. Was it really?
everybody.
DP?
You're all really good at that.
We are now ranked number 5 with the censors. It just came up.
DP was your word of the day?
It is now.
Great job screaming,
as you know.
everybody. You're all really good at that.
Closing thoughts?
Yes.
So we can watch the bookie for a minute.
Oh, yeah. I gotta
Yes,
go to bed.
unless we want to watch the rest of this game, but I can watch on my phone.
Okay.
Okay,
let's do this. Ed, closing thoughts.
Tough day at work today.
Mhm.
We were spraying. I got shit in my eyes. You can see I'm still
Oh, boy.
all itchy. I was actually kicked off the job site today. I wore my hard hat exactly like Joe Biden did, which is the correct way according to Snopes. They said he did not wear it wrong. And they were like, get the fuck off the job site, you psycho, wearing your hard hat like
How's
that.
he wearing it? Was it backwards?
Backwards.
With a knob in the front.
Knob in the front. And then Snopes came out and said, that is not the wrong way to wear it. That is the correct way.
No, it's not.
Iron
It's
workers wear
absolutely
that.
not. You'd be kicked up. They said the only time is iron workers when they're welding. They put it on because they have
it
to,
backwards because
Because they got to put
because
the
the
other
mask,
They keep
another
flipping
mask.
because they
back
got
and
2
forth.
masks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, maybe he's in
Even
a weld.
I
Maybe
wear-
he's in a weld.
like today, I was wearing I had my hard hat, a soft mask, and then my actual respirator, and I still didn't have it on backwards like a moron. But Snopes actually took the time to call that out and say that was fine. And then they got all kinds of shit, and they had to retract it.
And a lot of those guys, what they'll do is they'll take the inside out and they'll flip it around.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
So it's still backwards on the front, and those things are made to do that.
Right.
We're actually my next job starting. We have to have chin straps.
Really?
They're going to chin straps because it's super safe.
With my baseball.
Can you can you take off your chin strap and put it in your helmet?
I know that's
No.
about the truth of it. I'm on a job. So besides all this shit today, one of our guys, your guy Seth, he comes out. He goes, "There's a guy taking pictures of me without my hard hat." He walked out to go from one room to the next, and we had to go out to the mud and come back. We can't wear it. It's hard to wear your hard hats when you're spraying. You just got so much stuff going on.
Hit it.
He walks out. He goes, "Somebody took a picture of me in my hard hat." We walk out there, and it's like one of the head guys. We're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I just wanted to take a picture because the painters were here." I go, "I thought you were taking because his hard hat was off." He goes, "I don't give a fuck about hard hats." That was it. But yeah, so Joe Biden, hard hat backwards.
Okay. Closing. Eric.
Following again. I mean, almost the whole show without having to follow Ed on anything. But it's okay. That was good. I like the hard hat thing.
Yeah, it was a true story.
Yeah,
And the cupcakes were a true story too.
I bet they were.
You know they were.
Update on the beer tent. I'm going to give it a go again in February and try to buckle down a little bit. So I was thinking about maybe doing some mocktails. You bring some mocktails to the no, or more NA IPAs that actually make us
Low calorie NAs. dude.
yeah to actually just
I grabbed some more.
give
of
us a
those.
huge buzz.
Isn't there
yeah.
there like a popular like theme for February that we
Yeah.
could possibly go
Well,
off of?
No spend February.
You know,
No spend.
here's the thing
I was
about
thinking something
February.
else, but yeah.
Like I would rather do dry February because it's the shortest month of the year, right? I mean, January has
this year.
31 days, so
It's 29 days this year.
well, it's 2 less than January. So
The Bears do no Super Bowl February usually.
that was that one year.
So do the Lions.
Ooh, too soon.
Wow, that's below the belt.
Yeah, so that's all I got.
Make me cry.
Well, I just got back from Arizona and I looked at my calendar on Wednesday. It's 4 weeks till I go to Florida, so I'm looking forward to that. So
You're going to Florida for?
my usual trip with Jackson, the car show thing. So.
Michael or your son?
Reggie, Mr. October.
Or Michael and your son.
I'm only 2 weeks out.
You bringing bubbles?
He called.
Bring him everywhere I go.
Yeah, blow 'em.
Bubbles? Remember we used to blow
He's in
bubbles?
the parking
Looking
lot.
for you.
Been sitting in the cul-de-sac all week.
Number 3.
We are now number 3 with the sensors.
Oh, one more thing. I'm looking forward to watching the bookie
He's gonna hit you in a ding ding.
or bookie.
Oh, the bookie.
Is it called the bookie or bookie?
I think bookie. I don't know.
Have we given any shout outs to that show?
No.
on this
No,
show?
we'll have to talk about it after the first season.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what?
We
I start.
do
I'll
shout-outs
my
on
closing
this
thought.
show?
I'll tell you something. You'll be impressed. Not really,
Go
but
ahead.
Tim, go ahead.
My closing thoughts is the coaching job that Andy Reid has done since Christmas Day loss to the Raiders to this time frame till yesterday, basically. Like you said, at that time, I don't think anyone would have picked Kansas City to go to the Super Bowl, and Reed sat down and fixed all the problems that they had with the team, starting with the defense, the offensive line. I don't think they gave up a hold yesterday or a sack in the playoffs at all, right?
I think there was one sack yesterday. Remember, he got bent around and he dove forward. That might have been counted as a sack.
That was the first one,
but that was the only one I think.
Yeah, that was the first one. Right.
4.5 quarters or
Right.
something. Like they gave up 2 in 4.5 quarters, or
Right?
something. Or 4.5 games,
right?
Yeah.
And like I said, it's too bad that they can't do like Coach of the Year like after through the playoffs, because I think from what Andy has done from Christmas Day until yesterday has been just probably a great coaching job that no one's really looking at. So that's my closing thought, is how great of a job Andy. And if he ends up winning the Super Bowl and walks off and as a winner, that's probably the best coaching job of his career. So good for him.
I like it.
I know you guys have been holding back on saying this, but I know you can't wait to watch flag football this weekend, dodgeball, and don't they do like an obstacle course still?
I think they do.
Yeah, not at all. Actually.
I've got Reacher queued up for that time frame.
Yeah, I'm actually going to a musical.
I think I'll watch basketball.
Susical?
I think I'm gonna get. You know what? I'm gonna call Glenn. I'm gonna get a pedicure.
Oh,
there you go.
Utopia.
Or you can watch the AT&T Pebble Beach
there you go.
Pro-Am.
And he's going to wear loose leg shorts.
For what?
Is that what Glenn
Can't
does during
see
the
anything.
pedicures?
Fat rolls.
What are you going to see, Ed?
Spamalot?
Between the lines?
Who are you going with?
Between the sheets.
Amber.
Where is it at?
I have no idea. But I know I'm going because it's on my calendar.
Broadway?
You're the most cultured person I know.
It's crazy because you know a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Some kind of musical. We go to it's children's stuff though.
Is it?
Yeah. It's probably like a high
And
school.
you're allowed?
Oh, because
It's a high school.
It's high school.
It might be. Is it ITA?
Yeah, it might. I don't know.
It is at ITA,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. It's,
I thought you had that court order.
They go to the
As long as he
bar,
doesn't take the white van.
No,
liquored
that's
up.
only private schools.
He said privates. He said privates.
He's all happy because
I'm joking. They welcome it there.
wasn't it Brompton?
Please
and,
take
the altar boys.
You went to private school, Eric.
Yeah.
shows.
He said privates.
He said altar boys. Giggity.
Did you do your closing thoughts?
Yeah, was it? I did.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl.
My closing thoughts. I started watching The Sopranos.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
And so let's give it a little critique. How far are you in?
2 episodes.
Oh, yeah, just like real Italians.
So not deep in.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's like 10 episodes. Isn't
What
there?
we're watching,
It's like
Griselda.
6 seasons or
There's
7 seasons,
there's
right?
7. Yeah,
So I was like,
I have.
that's a
how-
big mountain to climb.
How are you watching? HBO Max or
Yeah,
something?
Max,
Okay, all right.
yeah,
I was gonna say because I have all the DVDs.
I went to the Recplex yesterday and I watched an hour on the treadmill.
Okay.
You know, I haven't watched 7th season. That's the only one I haven't watched.
Just like you haven't watched the 9th inning of the World Series.
I did today.
That's why
They won.
You
The Cubs won.
They
I
won.
did, yeah.
I'm not even joking. I couldn't watch it when it happened, so I turned it off because I figured just like the Packers this year, they're going to blow it at the end. All my teams do. So, yeah, I finally watched it today.
When Andre Jordan's dunking over Giannis, you probably should like just
quit,
call the game.
And another thing of what we're watching is on Netflix, Griselda. It's like
Griselda.
She's the girl from Modern Family.
Oh, I know that show.
The daughter?
America.
No,
Ariel Winter.
No, the
mom.
Oh,
that's
terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Gloria.
Yeah, that lady.
Yeah, she's in this, and she wears these prosthetics in her face, but she's like a drug lord in Miami.
Oh, you're kidding. What is this on?
It's on Netflix, I believe.
Okay.
It's called Griselda.
Are we going
do
around
the
the room saying what we're watching right now?
Kind of, yeah. Why not?
You got to do the Sofia Vergara.
Gucci.
That's the one.
Dope Sick.
Okay.
Which
I
is
heard
about the
that.
opioid crisis. Michael Keaton, actually, I think he won an Emmy, maybe.
I've been watching Soap Dick, if that makes any sense.
Every morning.
Last 2 days I've been watching
Number 2.
Whoa.
Like Gil Letterman. Piece of glass break.
The only venue we're going to be able to be on is none.
Yeah.
No, we can go to Ed's MySpace page.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we can. No, but I'm getting traffic. I've been watching the latest season of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Nice.
Actually, a great episode. Not one of their top 10, but it was pretty solid. Where they had Bryan Cranston and who's they got Aaron Paul
from,
and they kept calling
Breaking Bad.
They kept calling him Malcolm and his dad. And it was pretty good. They were trying to get him to they were trying to get him to sponsor like their alcohol because all these celebrities have an alcohol now, and they're like, we just got to brand it. We got these two guys. They're in town. So they go, what is the most luxurious alcohol you can get? To have somebody sponsor it. Oh, Goldschlagers. So they're trying to get them to sponsor our Goldschlagers.
What is even Goldschlager? Like
I don't. It's a cinnamon.
Oh, it's terrible.
That was so bad.
It's a chilled. It's almost like an anisette.
It's terrible.
But it's
licorice.
Isn't it amazing how
cinnamon
in our 20s, like
that was the first shot I ever did.
everything was a lot more narrow as far as what you
I'm
did.
sorry.
Like you went into a bar or whatever. Everything was like, now we have this, and it was Ruppelmans and Goldschlager and
Jaeger.
Yeah,
peach
Zima.
schnapps.
And
You used to have this. Now I get
yeah,
Zima.
What was the one that tasted like mouthwash?
Ice House?
Doctors.
Doctors.
McGillicuddy's.
McGillicuddy's, yeah, that's tasty.
First shot I ever did though was Goldschlagers.
Was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So when they say that, it's like I
That
laugh.
explains
That's
a
super
lot.
bad. They call it gold slick.
Gold Slick.
Yeah.
Super bad.
So it's kind of funny. They were trying to get Bryan Cranston, and Bryan Cranston, he's acting as this guy that's in real life, he's like a big pussy and everything. So it's funny. And the Aaron Paul guy is like, just do what I told you to do. So it's like they're the opposites.
Is that it?
That's
the close of the show right there.
I thought Timmy didn't say what he was watching.
Not watching anything. Just NBA basketball.
Good time.
I wanted to bring up too is that 24 Hours at Daytona was ran this weekend, and Roger Penske, Team Penske Porsches, won the overall race, and it was the first time that Penske's won the overall race in Daytona since 1969.
Wow,
69.
Right, and I want to say that Joseph Newgarden was one of the drivers on the team, and he's one of 3 or 4 drivers now to win Indy 500 and the Daytona 24 Hours. AJ Foyt, Mario Andretti were the other two. And I think
59.
You're welcome.
Good stuff.
So that's what I watched part of this weekend. So
yeah.
Well, my closing thought is I don't like NASCAR as having the Clash in the Coliseum or whatever being their first race now. It used to be Daytona 500. Now it's the Clash.
Is it really?
It's not an official race. It's an exhibition.
Stupid.
I agreed.
Yeah, but the season should kick off with the Daytona 500.
Oh, it does. It's
Yeah.
it's a point race.
But in
I
not
understand
in
what you're
Scott's
saying.
mind, it
I know.
doesn't. He's pissed. Look at him.
Why
He's
can't they
upset.
do that the second week?
Yeah.
Seriously, just have a
Money.
Just like the NFL and Patrick Mahomes' helmet. Now they're investigating it 3 weeks later. You know that, right?
The fact that it
Oh, are
cracked.
they?
Yeah, because they're concerned about player safety.
Well, they're investigating Stafford too. He was just at a autograph session. He was like this.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
I'm good.
I'm okay.
I either got a Stafford autograph or a Michael J. Fox. I don't know.
It's like Johnny, you.
Yes, sir. It's over. That's it.
Wow.
We're done.
Excellent.
So we are the Basement Benchwarmers for Eric, Ed, Tim, and Willie. Next week we'll break down the Super Bowl, the big game with the 49ers and the Chiefs. You guys have a good week. Take care, everybody.
I hate goodbyes.
Sorry, folks, park's closed.
What happened? I blacked out.
Because we did something today that no one thought we could do, including us. So we're going out, we're celebrating, and we're going to rub it in this city's face.
I swear I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, but that was awesome.
Bye, Felicia.
Kids, there's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
I'd give him more buys and highs.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
It feels so good. It feels so good. It feels so good.